on Twitch.
If they're on YouTube, though, they're like, dude, just start already.
Well, if they're on YouTube...
They can fast forward.
Oh, you're right. I was like, well, if they're on YouTube, they're not watching us because we're not live
but like
on
after
YouTube.
the fact, if they're watching us like in the future.
If they will be watching us in the future because these are going up tomorrow, right?
It is.
Oh, look at that. That's crazy. This is going to be fun, though. We have no one in the stream, which is always fun.
As of yet.
Well, I mean, we just went out. I mean, people are waiting for 7. That's probably got to be the reason why. All right, we are good though. We are live. I'm getting a Seth MacFarlane ad right now. Look at that, Ricky.
That show looks good. Well,
what is it?
The Orville. It's kind of like a Star Trek knockoff.
Yeah, it looks stupid.
It's stupid comedy, but it's Seth MacFarlane. So what do you expect?
Stupid comedy. I expect stupid comedy, so that's pretty fair. Alrighty. I'm just gonna plug in headphones real quick and make sure that we don't sound.
Make sure that we sound okay. See, this is something that I don't like in Play Now.
What?
They give me, like, the 3 rivalry games, a featured game, the kickoff, and then Monday night and Sunday. Why not just give me all of them?
I don't know.
Why not just give me all of them instead of custom?
Because who wants to play the Ravens and Browns?
Nobody.
Exactly, so why make that game? Oh, there it is.
The
Never
Steelers
mind.
and the Browns. It's a
Well, because
rivalry.
those are probably the games that you want to play. And then, we sound great.
Do we?
Yeah, we sound great.
Do we? We don't sound too boomy?
No, we sound great.
Like-
we got
like-
one person in here, too.
Like Mark's dog? What up, fam? I feel weird. That's your thing, not my thing. Saying what up, fam. I just felt weird saying it.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to the chat room, guys. We don't. The one downside I don't like is that...
Refresh the page, because I'm looking at yours and it still has our Borderlands thing. That's not right.
I don't know. It's right there.
Okay, cool. It changed.
Yeah.
I was just concerned. I'm like, man, me and Dave haven't played Borderlands in forever.
What game are we playing, Ricky? To start off.
See, I was gonna ask you because here's how I was gonna start off.
Yes.
The show
Yes.
is
This is the show.
officially like we already have one game that's in the books. We had this one that's in the books.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
And Kareem Hunt, fantasy-wise, had himself, 39 points for Mark in our league?
Yeah.
And Gillisley, who I'm just going to say I was an idiot for
You
a
are.
second.
Yeah, no,
because
you're just an idiot.
here's the dilemma that I had.
Yeah.
Deshaun Jackson was sitting in my slot, right?
Okay.
And
Your slot or your
my
flex?
That's what I mean. My flex.
Idiot.
And then they're like, oh, we're not going to play the game this week. So I'm like, shit, I got to have somebody come in. And I had 3 guys I could pick from. Either Rex Burkhead, Samaje Perine, who they say, and I think it was one of the players, I can't remember who it was on the Redskins, is going to be surprised if he's not the starter, but he hasn't been named the starter.
Okay.
And then I had Martellus Bennett.
Chris Thompson, I think you're thinking of,
Yeah.
the Redskins.
And at first I'm like, you know what, let's just put Martellus Bennett in there because, yeah, he's the 3rd option on
Yep.
Green Bay, but they're a pass-heavy offense.
He's the 4th option. At 5th.
Fantasy football.
Honestly,
said
he's like the 5th
ESPN
option.
Fantasy Football said 3rd, so I went with that.
Because Jordy, I would say
Devonta.
Jordy, Devontae Adams.
Ty Montgomery's a running back,
But he's still an option. I'd say he's probably more of an option than I'd even put Randall Cobb over him.
so okay, 4th. But still, he's gonna get
'cause
he's gonna get touches, and
Well, targets.
I think it was. I know his first name was Evan. I think it's Evan Sylvia. Was on the Dan Patrick show with Ross Tucker, who I love Ross Tucker whenever he takes over for Dan.
You should kiss him.
And he said that, oh, well, you know what? Rex Burkhead could have a big game today because Gillisley might be inactive. So I put Burkhead in my lineup because of that, going home run pitch. And it didn't work out for me.
Well, Ricky, you know
He got, 1 point?
Yeah. You know what we should do?
What?
We should play a game. It's 7 o'clock.
Let's play, because here's what I was going to ask you.
See, what you get first pick of the game, and I'll get the second pick of the game.
Okay.
Because we're playing 2 games. This is how it's going to work. We're going to play 2 games. We're going to go about 2 hours. And
Yeah.
then you guys can ask us questions based around fantasy football. And we'll give you our advice, our sage advice. And that should be what we should do for 2 hours. And we're going to play some Madden.
I don't know. This year my advice might not be as good as it has been. But that's because my team, I was really high after the draft, and
Your
now I am
team's really-
panicking.
your team's really bad.
I am panicking. Let's hope Cam Newton just hands the ball off and I can beat Brandon. But I was going to ask you this, and this
What?
is how we were going to pick the first game. Kareem Hunt had a huge game
Yes.
yesterday.
He did.
I was going to ask you this Sunday, who's a guy, any guy in the league,
Okay.
that you're looking for in fantasy that you're like, this guy's going to have a monster game?
Should I just read off my team? because that's who I'm hoping.
Well, just pick one.
Well,
that you think, not that you hope.
All throughout the league. I'm not looking for anyone on Buffalo to really have that big of an impact.
Or the Jets.
Maybe LaShawn McCoy. But yeah, I mean, honestly, out of that game, probably LaShawn McCoy is going to have the biggest game.
Unless you're a fan of those two teams, you're not even watching that game.
Exactly. Atlanta, Chicago. Julio might have a really big game because that secondary for the Bears is not that great. I know we have a good front seven, but how much can we actually pressure Matt Ryan? But then again, I don't see Devontae having that big of a game because I think we got a fairly decent run game. On the Bears, I don't see them making too much noise. Even though my boy Jordan Howard's really good, I don't think we'll be able to get too much force passing wise, and that will just make us one dimensional. Baltimore, Cincinnati, you're not really looking for anyone to have a huge game out of there unless someone gets like 3 goal line touches and scores. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, obviously it's easy to say Le'Veon Bell or Antonio Brown, but at least going away from the guys that are obvious because those guys are always getting big games. I would probably say the one guy that will have a big game is one of the Tennessee's wide receivers, whether Rashard Matthews, Corey Davis, or Eric Decker, because
that's the game we're playing.
I feel like that secondary is a little bit too weak for the Raiders, and I look at Khalil Mack, and Khalil Mack's a monster. However, he's going to be going up against Taylor Lewan.
Tennessee's at home, right?
Tennessee is at home.
So I'll let you pick. You want to be Tennessee or
I'll
Oakland?
be Tennessee because I know you're Oakland, buddy.
Hey, I like Corey Davis. I like Mariota. But however, Carr and...
we got our first comment.
What is it?
It's Welbert51. He says, hey, bosses, what's up,
Welbert, my Seattle guy.
Oh, he's just Seattle?
Yeah, he's from Seattle. He's an old Twitch watcher.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
See, I wasn't around when you guys twitched.
Yeah, you know what? I watched one the other day of me playing MLB The Show.
Wait, what skill level are you on?
I'm on All Pro. I'm always on All Pro.
There we go.
But yeah, no, Welbert, what's up? Welbert's an OG. An OG when it comes to the Twitch streams.
I'm not even an OG.
You're kind of.
No, I'm not.
I think you got to pick the stuff since you're the one that hit X.
What should we go simulation?
Yeah, so the way they do it now is arcades like all big plays. I don't want that. Simulation's more how you're going to see it in a normal game, and then competitive is like who can do stick stuff the best.
Gotcha. All right. Exhibition. That's cool, right?
Sure.
Yeah, exhibition. Even teams now.
Mm-hmm. I'm fine with that. What time's the game? What time's the real game? We'll do it at that time.
4:15, I'm guessing. I think that's the real time that they have
Is it?
there. Yeah. Let's see. No, it's actually noon.
Let's do a noon game then, and then you can hit go.
We'll do 1. Right.
1. Well, noon for us here in Illinois.
Oh yeah,
Illinois.
Yep. Welbert said, I got an alert, and I was like, what? I didn't know you did this anymore. And in response to Twitch.
We're starting to do it again. We moved over to YouTube for a while, did some live streams over there, but we are coming back to Twitch to do some live streams. This is going to be a weekly thing, too.
Yeah, hopefully. We will be doing it all 17 weeks of the NFL season. Are we going to be doing postseason? I think that's something we got to discuss.
Well, I mean,
because then it's not a fantasy football because fantasy is done.
For fantasy football, maybe if we did like a playoff show,
but it'd be fun to do that.
It would,
right? Four Madden games
to play the playoff matches.
It'd be fun. Maybe instead of an onside kick that week, you and Mark could just
play Madden. No, this is something that I've always wanted to do. This is an idea that I've had, and I'll pitch it to you guys watching as well as you guys now watching after the facts. This is going to go on YouTube after. I've always wanted to do a Madden tournament between us, like a round robin, so everyone.
There's only 6 of us.
Yeah, I know, but here's how it works.
Or 5 of us.
Everyone play because Johnny doesn't. Johnny doesn't sports.
5 of us.
However, that would be fun if Johnny wore his sports shirt. Sports. But so everyone plays everybody, and then you get seeded, and then we do a playoff. Since there's 5 of us, the first guy gets top seed gets a bye, and then it's just playoffs through there.
And I don't know if Welbert knows us, but of course his first question is, was this week a fluke or is the Pats dynasty ending? And as the resident Pats fan on Most Valuable Podcast, it was something where I want to say it's more about the Chiefs win than it is the Patriots loss.
I agree with you.
And I think
100%.
I think you look at what Kansas City was able to do. They were able to show how you beat Brady, and they were able to take away the run game and then put pressure on them in the second half. And I think it wasn't anything where the Patriots are it's all because Amendola's out or I just think that this Patriots team wasn't exactly focused. I think that the Chiefs had a lot of energy. They, obviously lost to the Steelers in the playoffs, on 6 field goals. So I think it's just something where it was a storm. I think, Gronk being a little rusty, not having a lot of snaps in preseason, just not having a lot of snaps in general. I think that played a lot into it. So I don't think the Pats dynasty is ending after one game.
They took the ball deep too much.
Yeah, well, Brady usually does that. Brady's aggressive. And you also look at Cooks.
I think it was 10 times they went deep?
You also look at Cooks and Hogan, and they were not being able to get separation. So I think
and Eric Berry was all over Gronk.
Yeah, and he was. And now it's such a huge blow with him being out now. I feel bad for Chiefs fans. But I think it's more about Justin Houston, Eric Berry, and what the Chiefs team was able to do defensively rather than what the Pats weren't able to do on offense. And also I think Josh McDaniels definitely did not call his best game. I think there was a lot of iffy play calls on that.
And the thing I'll throw out there is now that game that just happened yesterday, you know what it makes me think?
What?
How is that team, because let's be honest, coming into the season, I was one of the guys that is high on the team I'm playing with right now, the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
How does that matchup now play out? Because Alex Smith looked like, hey, you know what? Everyone who wanted Mahomes to take my job next year, hold your horses.
Hold on. I don't know about that. Alex Smith played a really good game, but he also did Alex Smith things. I mean, he had 2 huge passes. I won't say that, but they were open passes. I mean, it wasn't like he was risking it in between double coverage.
Plus, Gilmore was from Hunt.
Gilmore was playing a cover 2 and got beat over the top by what's his face, speedy guy.
Hill.
Tyreek Hill. He got beat by Hill. Safety wasn't covering him, and then once they realized he was so deep, I mean, that guy's so fast. I mean, there was no way they were able to catch up to him. So, I think the Patriots defense definitely lacked focus. I think that's a huge problem, and there's definitely things that the Pats need to fix. I'm not saying there's nothing there's nothing that the Pats need to fix. It was just a bad game. There's definitely things that they need to fix, but this is Bill Belichick. He is the greatest coach that we've seen, at least in our lifetime. I just feel like there's not enough there to panic, and that's what Robert's saying. It's too early to panic.
Well, I'll ask you about this. I mean, we talked about the Chiefs because of the question, but how do you see this Raider team this year now? Because of what is with the Chiefs. Well, not worried, but now what do you expect from their games? How do you think Derek Carr and them are going to do this year? And who do you think is now going to be, well, I'll say better fantasy-wise, since this is the fantasy show?
Are we sticking strictly
between the
Raiders and Chiefs?
Raiders and Chiefs. Who's going to be, let's say later down the season when you have them going at each other, or even this week?
I would say that's tough because
I got Cooper and Carr this week, and this Tennessee defense ain't no joke. I know.
No, it's not. You're 30. Who's 41? Throw it 41 this way.
Throw it to 41.
Jared Cook getting a reception. Yeah, right. I would say overall, Oakland's offensive line is very scary. And you add Marshawn Lynch. I think it depends on Marshawn Lynch. If Marshawn Lynch is the player that he was back before he
when he was beast mode.
Yeah, when he was beast mode, I feel like the Raiders will be even more at least affluent team when it comes to fantasy points, because Alex Smith is not a guy you can trust week in, week out to have the performance like he did last week. He's a very good NFL quarterback, but fantasy-wise, he's not a guy that's going to be top 5 in the league or top 8. So I think that's Jesus.
It's a bubble screen.
Was that a motion bubble screen?
Yep.
Anyways,
Crabtree got a little bit of those moves on you too.
I would say though, you're going to get more consistent performances from Oakland. You might get some big games, obviously, from Kareem Hunt, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce even, but I would say trustworthy Raiders, at least offensively, for fantasy. If I'm going fantasy defenses, I'm going Chiefs.
Because, in this game alone that we're playing right now, we've got 2 quarterbacks who, Derek Carr, I'm hoping he can light it up only because he's on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
But we also have a guy that's on your team right now, Marcus Mariota, who...
Mariota's on your team?
Yeah.
What is that?
Marcus Mariota's a Titan.
Oh, I thought you meant on my fantasy team.
No, I'm talking about
I know Mariota.
As the Titans.
Yeah, obviously Mariota's on my team. I'm playing as a Titan.
I got confused for a second, Sean. I was like, whoa, no, but even him coming back from the injury, If you're a fantasy owner of Marcus Mariota, what are you saying to them? Because I'm going with, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He'll be fine.
Don't worry about what?
Don't worry about, like, if you're saying, let me see.
Are you saying the injury?
Yeah, let me see how he plays one game, and
Without
then I'll see.
Yeah, don't worry about the injury. I mean, this is a guy that, I mean, if he has a great week 1, you're going to be kicking yourself, and he's going to get picked up right away.
Kind of like how Dave's kicking himself that he had Gillisley on his bench.
Well, he should listen. Dave's a moron because he didn't listen to me.
Neither did I, because I started Burkhead.
But yeah, I would say, if Mariota's available, definitely start. Because, I mean, look at this right here. I mean, this is what he can give you.
I should have had you there. Did you see my lineman just hurdle? Like, Murray went for the block, and my guy just hurdled him.
But yeah, I would say, if Mariota's available, start Mariota, because he's going to be a top 8 fantasy quarterback. Welbert did bring in, though. I got Kirk Cousins as my QB, and I'm not too sure about it this week. Jamison Crowder got banged up, so that might hurt Cousins' value, and it's between him and Newton for him. So I'll give it to you, Kirk Cousins or
Here's
Cam
the
Newton.
thing about Kirk Cousins, and the thing I'm going to bring up is I'm not necessarily really worried about it, but I know one guy that I listen to, Colin Cowherd, is where the big worry that some have with Cousins is how is he going to do without Garcon and Jackson?
Yeah.
But the thing that I look at is this is a guy who's been playing. He's playing on his, third contract year?
Sure.
He's going to want to play for that big money. I wouldn't be too concerned.
You still got Doxson, you still got Crowder, and you still got Jordan Reed.
Doxson's going to have to step up. They do have Terrell Pryor now.
They do,
and really it depends on how that backfield is going. Like, I really hope that Samaje Perine is the starter, not just because he's on my fantasy team, but because I think he gives them. I loved him in college, and I think that he can give them a nice rushing attack, and that's going to help Kurt a million times if you can run the ball solidly and then open up those passing lanes.
At least going to Welbert's question, Cam Newton or Cousins. He's leaning towards
week?
Cousins. Yes, this week he's leaning towards Cousins.
The Redskins are going up against the Eagles this week. I go with Cam. Because Cam, I mean, here's the thing. The 49er defense is it's not the Jets. They're not 0-16. Even though Jet fans are trying to tell me that their defense is good. You just got rid of Sheldon Richardson. Good luck with that. But, I know you're going up against the 49ers, but I would go with that matchup for Cam rather than Kirk Cousins in a rivalry game week 1 without those two big weapons.
Yeah, so you're saying start
Cam
Cousins
Newton.
over.
No, I'd say
start Newton over
Cousins. Yeah. Mainly because, too, with Christian McCaffrey, are they going to use him more as a rusher, or are they going to use him more? If they use him more in the passing game, that's points for Cam Newton that you're going to get on those passing receptions for Christian McCaffrey.
I would say, the 49ers do have a really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
That was obviously the strong suit of that team, but they were starting Blaine Gabbert and Colin Kaepernick. He wasn't able to, do anything there. The Eagles' defense, though, you have Fletcher Cox, right, on their line,
mm-hmm.
and they can bring some pressure. But at least, I would say I'm more afraid of the 49ers' defense than I am the Eagles'
And here's
defense.
another thing I look at with that matchup. It comes down to this. I feel like the 49er-Panther game has a better chance to become a shootout than the Redskins-Eagles. And the reason why is when you look at the
But I feel like it has the ability to be like a 9-6 game.
But in comparison to both, the thing that scares me when it comes to Kirk Cousins when it is Cam Newton is I feel like Cam Newton will get more touches in his game or more plays with the ball than Kirk Cousins will, because the Eagles, I think it was they averaged, or they had 32.
Corey Davis.
32 minutes per game with the ball. They can run the ball. They can have possession. Wentz is going to be better. Whereas I look at Shanahan and what he likes to do on offense. Brian Hoyer last year with the Bears, in the games he started, 66% completion, 6 touchdowns, no INTs.
Yeah.
That has an opportunity to be, hey, we're going to shoot out and we're going to go at you.
Well, hold on, Brian Hoyer. It wasn't like he was.
Oh, I'm not saying.
Right
I'm not saying he's I'm not saying he's going to be Tom Brady out there.
I don't know.
But it's one of those things where I'm saying shootout as in like I'm saying shootout as in like high scoring game. Like
yeah, I know what you're saying in high scoring game. I know what a shootout means.
Not like
buddy.
both teams in the 40s, but like both teams upper 20s, maybe one getting into the 30s.
The one thing that Wilbert's bringing up though is Cam's a little banged up though, shoulder issue from surgery.
Here, the injury is something, but the thing that I think is more important is last year. I just think losing that Super Bowl affected Cam mentally, and this year he's not going to have that kind of mental burden because they had a shit season last year.
Yeah.
He's not going to have that like, oh, woe is me, we lost the Super Bowl.
Well, but still physically, I mean, he's probably still taking the damage from every time Von Miller hit him.
See, and that's the thing. Because the Panthers are trying to make him more of a pocket passer.
Yeah.
If they can drill that into his head, he'll be fine. I just think week one, if we're looking microcosm,
why would you want
to
make Cam Newton strictly a pocket passer? Because I mean, his best thing is his size, and he's a fullback running out there.
Because the thing you look at, and this is what coaches are going to worry about. Even look at the Patriots. I'll use them as an example. Last night, what is one thing that Tom Brady, even though he is a pocket passer, is really good at?
He picks his spots when running.
Yes. How many times did he run yesterday?
Probably not a lot.
Not a lot.
But the thing is, they're only rushing 3, so they had guys. I mean, they did not have a lot of guys out there. I mean, he wasn't going to make a bonehead mistake and start running when he's got linebackers. It's different because Cam is bigger than Tom Brady. He's quicker than Tom Brady.
I'm not saying they're the same size. I'm saying that you can tell in the play call even that they were going more towards, hey, let's not put him in that situation. Yes, only rushing 3 played into that.
But
they rushed more.
They're never designing runs for Tom Brady. Tom's gonna run when Tom wants to run.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm saying is the Patriots, I still feel are like, hey, Tom, don't take hits. And that's the same thing the Panthers are looking at.
Tom never takes a hit. That's the thing.
When you have a
Tom runs to avoid hits.
But Cam Newton doesn't. And when you have a quarterback like Cam Newton, and if he runs, the first thing coaches get worried with is he going to get injured? And that's something that you can't let happen if you're the Panthers. So that's why they're trying to make him into a pocket passer.
Yeah. Anyways, Ricky's kicking my butt 14-7 right now.
Well, it's
Marshawn. A 36-yard touchdown and a 35-yard touchdown.
It's Marshawn Lynch, baby. On that one, that was all Lynch.
No, that was all blocking. Cordero Patterson sealing the edge and Crabtree on the outside. Janikowski's looking a little fat.
I know.
Yeah, a little tubby right here.
Did he accept his contract?
He did.
Okay.
He's kicking it.
Because the last thing I heard about him is they offered him a deal and he rejected it. And then Brandon said something yesterday. I'm like, I don't know if he accepted his reworked deal yet.
I think it just happened today. Is that Eric or Sonny Weems?
Who are you looking at? Who's the guy you're looking at?
Well, I'm looking at Eric Weems right now. Yeah, it was Eric Weems. I mean,
at least you're 4 for 4 with Mariota.
The guy I want to talk about is Adrian Peterson. Going up against Minnesota. Minnesota's got a fantastic defense, as you know, Ricky. But it's interesting because obviously everyone knows old running back coming back, wants the revenge, didn't sign him, was their guy for so long. I mean, he could have a really big game. So that's just something
I don't know how big of a game he's going to have individually, only because
I'm just saying he possibly he could have a big game.
How much are they going to use him compared to Mark Ingram? Because I think Mark Ingram still gets the majority of the carries.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is how much are they going to use Peterson in relation to Mark Ingram, or are they going to have it where it's like, hey, you know what, we split it 50-50 now?
Well, Ingram's their guy, but the thing is,
or he should be. He's been a really good guy for him.
I'll take the Hall of Famer Adrian Peterson over Mark.
Well, I mean, Adrian Peterson's getting old. That's one of the reasons we got rid of him.
Yeah.
We got rid of him because he'd be too much money for his health. I know that he's done great things for us, and I was sad when he left. But really, that's where he's at right now within his career. And I mean, that game is going to be. I'm trying to get Brandon to say, hey, let's get through the primetime podcast a little quick that night. Because I'm going to have some tears that night. That's going to be an emotional game for
Really?
me. Yeah.
You're gonna cry?
AP coming back home. I want the win.
It's been like, what?
It hasn't been long. It has not been long since he left. I liked AP. That's a pick 6.
That's cool. I didn't need the coverage right. Wilbert, nice to meet you as well. He was asking about me, so when you were talking, I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, Wilbert's an OG.
Yeah.
I saw you typing. I was going to ask what you were typing because I can't read your computer.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that
Wilbert was distracting me.
Yeah.
Maybe
Is that why?
Maybe throw a 6-pick.
Is that why you're down 2 now? Do 2 scores now?
I got the ball to start too.
You did.
But yeah, I would look at AP. Obviously, the matchup doesn't favor him, and obviously, he's going to be splitting carries with Mark Ingram. But it's just an interesting storyline that could always.
I'll ask you this
and if Adrian Peterson's healthy, we know what he can do.
I'll ask you this on the flip side.
Yeah.
Let's say you're a team that has Dalvin Cook. Do you start him in like a flex or maybe running back 2 situation if you're in a deeper league?
Well, I would start Dalvin Cook if I'm in a 12-team league
as your running back 1.
Oh, well, I got 2 running back spots, so it doesn't matter.
No, that's what I'm saying. Running back 1s are like the guys where it's like this guy's playing every week no matter who I'm going up against.
No, he's not my running back 1.
That's what I'm saying. You're either flex or running back 2.
Yeah, he's a flex or running back 2 especially, and I would definitely start him though because look, he's playing against the Saints defense.
That Saints defense ain't that good. That's why I'm like I almost want to say if you're in a really deep, like the one that we did last year for the MVP fantasy, the 20-team league, maybe you go with Sammy Bradford. If you're in like one of those insane 20-man leagues.
I wouldn't do that.
If you were in a 20-man league.
I don't know. If Sam Bradford's my quarterback, yikes. Let's see. I'd rather have Tyrod Taylor, Matt Ryan, Alex Smith, Brady, Flacco, Dalton.
Alex Smith last night.
Roethlisberger. What about Alex Smith last night?
Insane fantasy points. And in our league, I was talking with Brandon. He's a free agent.
He is.
He's
your
a free agent
right
in our league. Well, I've got Derek Carr and Matty Stafford.
I mean, there's so many better quarterbacks than Alex Smith out there. He had 1 good game and he had 2 big passes. You take those big passes away, he doesn't have that many yards.
How many big plays to Tyreek Evans and Kareem Hunt does he have this year now? Or Tyreek Hill.
I think that was just bad coverage right there on both.
You forgetting Hill's name earlier? I'm calling him Tyreek Evans now.
Who's Tyreek Evans?
I have no idea. I think he's a basketball
player.
player.
Oh, he is, yeah. The rookie of the year in 2010. That's not a pick 6. There we go. Oh, come on, DeMarco, shove that up.
Pushed him out at the 1. Pushed him out.
Yeah, Bruce Irving wasn't in coverage, so that's why he picked up.
You know who got lucky?
Oh.
Mark. Because Zeke.
Oh, yeah.
He could Zeke the rest of the year.
If you're a Zeke owner, I think we got 3 people in there. If any of you 3 in here are
Zeke owners,
you're probably throwing a
party
right now.
You got him, what, 20th in one?
I got him 20th.
In one league?
Yeah, I got him 20th overall. I think it was... I had the... Yeah, third round. I got him 20th overall. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I was avoiding him at all costs because I didn't want to miss someone for that long. Although then I drafted Doug Martin, the muscle hamster, for Whitney was suspended.
And Welbert saving us. He went to the Pelicans for a bit after the Kings, and then he's on the Grizzlies now.
Yes.
Because he was in our rankings. He was in our fast break.
I know he was on the Kings.
Smoke ball?
Yeah, he wasn't smart.
Oh, come on, Corey Davis. You see that drop?
That's good defense.
Did you see that drop? No,
he heard them footsteps.
No, he dropped that.
He heard them footsteps.
Hold on. That was crap.
Are you going to go to the replay?
Yeah, I'm going to the replay. It was crap.
So I can cross my arms right now? I can just do one of these?
That was crap. Talk to Wilbert. He said, okay, cool. It's Tyreek Evans. See, look at this. Look at this. He has the ball. He's running. That should be a fumble.
That should be a fumble, my ball, because I was going to pick that up. There was no one around him.
Oh, come on, Corey. That's a fumble.
Did he complete the process of the catch?
Brought it in. And he starts carrying it.
But did he make a football action or a football motion?
Yeah, look, he's running upfield.
I'm just making fun of the rule at this point.
Oh, I know.
Did he make a second act? Did he make a football move, Sean? A football move.
That was complete crap.
Well, you're happy it's not a fumble. If it was a fumble,
No, he should have caught the ball, and then for 6, that's what I'm at. That's what I'm
But if it was
upset.
a fumble, it'd be my ball.
I know it would be your ball. I know how
back.
football works.
And then I would have taken it to the pass for 6.
Oh, Eric Decker just mossed you.
Yeah, I went for the INT.
He mossed you.
I went for the INT.
2 best wrestlers.
What do you think of him in fantasy? Let's say you have
I
to play him.
really like the Titans fantasy. You got Eric Decker, Rashad Matthews, Corey Davis, Delaney Walker, DeMarco Murray, Marcus Mariota. They have a really good offensive line. I think they're really good. And I think if you have any Tennessee Titans, start them.
What if you got Derrick Henry?
It
Depends on how they're using DeMarco.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't depend on DeMarco's in the back.
I pressed triangle because I'm like, oh, maybe I can get in
also
front of
pressed
it and
triangle.
pick it off. Trying to pick it off.
No, DeMarco's their guy.
No, but I mean, like, how often would they use Henry in games? Or are they going to use DeMarco so much where it's like, I'm not even.
They'll use Derrick Henry sparingly, and they'll use him on goal line packages. And he was fairly okay last year in fantasy. But if you're in a really deep league, you start him. But if you're in an 8-man, 10-man league like we are, you're not starting him.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't start him. I have him in most of my leagues.
Do you?
Well, that's in case DeMarco gets hurt.
There was one guy I drafted only because I drafted him as like I'm going to be the smart guy in the room and draft him, and then like maybe like when AP goes down, he'll be the backup as Alvin Kamara in New Orleans. But then I was like, screw it, you know what? I'll just take a guy like Burkhead, who might have more usage in the year. Hide that surf.
He's not. He's a special teamer.
I thought he was going to be able to play.
That's because Dave told you that. Dave's a moron.
Dave didn't tell me that.
Yes, he did. I was in the car when he told us that. He was like, "Oh, I don't know if Gillis is going to be their featured back." And I said, "He's going to be their featured back." Belichick's just throwing a loop, and like he threw a loop, he got 3 goal line touches for a score. Oh, come on! Who is that?
It's a cornerback.
Is it the guy from? It's Jonathan Cyprien from the Jags.
I was gonna say he's a cornerback, so that's why he didn't make the catch. What? That you didn't make the catch?
Yeah, that he didn't pick that off. Let's see. All right, but let's run through this. Okay. New York and Buffalo. Any guys that you should be looking at on either team, fantasy wise?
Maybe Tyrod and Shady McCoy. That's about it. That's about all you've got.
Would you start the Bills defense?
No, I would still stay away from them. There's a lot other defenses that I would go to.
The Bills defense is
before
bad.
before the Bills. Yeah, they're not bad, and I know they're going up against the Jets, which 0-16, saying it again. But I don't know. I look at that matchup and I stay away. Unless I have Tyrod or McCoy, I stay away from that matchup.
Would you go kicker?
Depends on if I had to take one of their kickers. I would go with other kickers as well.
I mean, it's a pretty shitty matchup-wise for fantasy and just in general.
You know what really messes up fantasy this week? And I know that it's the situation is of why it messes up is like not something to complain about. But
I know you got 9 seconds for it.
I wouldn't even look at the clock. I wouldn't even look at the clock. I was just going for the first down. I'm just being a nice guy. I was just going for the first down. I was like, hey, you know what? Let's take it. Janikowski can make this kick. He's got the boot. The Polish boot. And to get the ball back.
Anyways, was Kareem Hunt started in your league?
Yes, he was. Mark started him.
Yeah,
Mark got, 39 points from him, I think?
I'll check.
I think it was like 29 or 30. I think it was 39 points from Kareem.
Let's go to the Brady Bunch and let's go to Todd.
I love the video from NFL Live that you retweeted today on our account.
Should have started me, idiot.
Should have started me, idiot.
Got 39 points from Kareem Hunt. That's crazy. He's projected now to get 116 points.
Good thing he's not playing me.
Look at that. Matt Ryan, Ezekiel Elliott, Kareem Hunt, and LeGarrette Blount. Kidding. Ezekiel Elliott, Kareem Hunt, and J.J. And then also...
He's got O.J. Howard on the bench.
He's got Mike Evans, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was his big pickup.
Ben has O.J. Howard.
Okay, I'm looking at Ben's team. No, but that was something that Mark really, he's really high on Mike Evans. Like, in our wide receiver rankings, there were people saying that he had Mike Evans way too high. He had him like 1 or 2.
Wait, he had him 1 as...
Coming into this year as like one of the top 2 wide receivers over Julio.
I would take Julio over Mike Evans.
Mark is really high.
Mike Evans is great. He's
Evans.
Underrated, but that's too high. Anyways, let's talk about Julio. Atlanta and Chicago. Any guys on Atlanta?
Anyone who's on Atlanta.
Should you start Kevin Coleman?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I would start anyone who's on Atlanta because I don't think, although I'm hearing all these things like how, the Bears' defense is improved.
And it was good last year.
Mike Glennon's going to give the ball up. He's going to give the ball up a lot. I don't think that this is going to be a really good game for Chicago, and I think that Atlanta blows them up.
I don't know if they're going to blow out. I was thinking...
Atlanta's going to, here's the thing that I feel sorry for the Bears.
What?
They get a pissed off Atlanta team the first game after their loss at Super Bowl.
Oh, look at the Bears' first 4 games. Atlanta, at Tampa Bay after a hurricane, against the Steelers and against the Packers. Welcome to Chicago, Mike Glenn.
Yeah.
Happy first 4 weeks starting. You're going to get benched after the first 4.
So you know how we picked you up? We picked you up so Trubisky doesn't get injured.
Look at that stat, too. 6 attempts, 89 yards.
Well, it helps when you had a, 35-yard run for a tutty?
Yeah.
Was it 35 or 34? One of the two.
Come on. Denora Cersei, you fucking suck. Why can't my guys pick off balls?
Because they're quarterbacks.
Bruce Irvin apparently has the hands of a goddess catching that ball and running for a touchdown.
You know what they say about cornerbacks? They're just wide receivers who can't catch.
No, Mark King coming out the front for you.
I like King.
He's a good guy.
I wish I could start him in fantasy. I wish they had... so it doesn't go into the end zone? I thought he did.
I
thought he fumbled. Flag. Think this is holding? Holding on the Titans?
Is.
Holding on the Titans?
They're showing Brian Aracko.
Oh, block in the back. Block in the back.
Kevin Dodd was it?
You're going to take it at the 27 now.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you about a game.
Yeah.
The Packers and the Seahawks. Fantasy-wise, what do you think? Either Seahawk-wise, either Packer-wise?
Seahawk-wise, I would say start running backs. However, who is their starting running back? I know you got, obviously...
Also, look at that offensive line in Seattle.
You got Procise, Lacey, you got Rawls. That's 3 guys right there. You don't know who's going to be getting the main carries. And that's something where, one of those guys might just catch a pass, like Procise might catch a pass coming out of the backfield and he scores a touchdown. Then you're like, I should have started C.J. Procise. Then the next week you're like, well, why am I starting C.J. Procise? He didn't even get a touch. So that's something where I don't know about that yet. Don't start a Seahawk running back is what Lopert said, and that's what I'm saying. I would say start a Seahawk running back if they had an offensive line and if they had a for sure running back because the Packers don't have that great of a run defense. However, I would say start Doug Baldwin and start Russell Wilson.
Because they don't have Jermaine Kearse anymore.
If you're in a 10-man league, start Russ and start Doug Baldwin.
Here's the main question with it.
And start Adams, Nelson, Bennett, Montgomery, and Rodgers.
The main question is really, for me, the Packer offense against the Seattle defense. Because Seattle's defense is good. However, can the Packers get to them to where it's like, maybe I don't start the Seahawk defense this week? Or is it one of those things where you look at it and you go,
always start the Seahawks?
I'm going up against, I have some Packers. Do I sit some of the Packers in order to play other guys because they're going up against that Seahawks defense?
I wouldn't start Randall Cobb, but you know that Rodgers is going to get a touchdown somewhere. Rodgers is going to.
Well, Rodgers is. I'm talking more so the wide receivers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Start Adams, start Nelson, and start Bennett because Bennett. You're not going to get a lot of great tight end options, and Bennett has the ability to get open.
Well, he's not their biggest receiver because they lost Jared Cook, who's not playing
out of tight ends. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say start the two wide receivers. Start Bennett. Start the running back because he might get catches out of the backfield. And start Rodgers. And Welbert has a question for us.
Okay.
Who do we have winning the real game since he's a Seahawks fan?
Who do I have the real?
So Packers versus Seahawks, who you got?
He's a Seahawk fan. So.
He is a Seahawks fan. So you can pander the crowd and totally pick the Seahawks.
I think it's going to be a close game. The only thing that
That's a
worries...
pick.
Oh, dropped it. The only thing I worry about the Seahawks is that offensive line. The good thing, though, is the Packers' defense. It's not like you're going up against the Texans.
No, you're not going up against J.J. Watt.
Or you're not going up against one of the Denver Broncos. So
You mean the Denver Broncos?
the Denver Broncos. But Aaron Rodgers can kill you at any moment. I wanna lean towards the Packers in like a 27-24 game.
Yeah.
But I could easily see it going like 27-24 the other way as well.
I'll take the Packers week 1 in Lambeau.
I'm sorry I broke your heart, Welbert. I'm sorry.
I'll take Packers week 1 in Lambeau. It's in Lambeau, so it's tough not to say.
Well, that's the reason why I would lean towards the Packers. But and here's another thing, a stat that I heard today that's just, I didn't even remember this, is first off, the Seahawks aren't good early in the year.
No, that's
Second off,
Khalil Mack's hurt.
No, he's not. Second off, they're 2-9 in
Openers?
September road games in the last 2 seasons or something.
He said, haha, it's okay. My heart is not broken.
Okay, at least you're not Brian. I felt bad for Brian Lutes
Wow.
because I completely killed the Cardinals season last year because I picked him to win the Super Bowl. I was going to
And
say.
I'm glad you're picking the Giants because then I don't have to play in the playoffs. Or the Patriots not to see the Giants in the playoffs.
What if they do, though? What if this is the year the kiss of death dies? That's a true question. Does the kiss of death die this year?
No, you picked the Giants to win the Super Bowl. You're a fucking moron.
But what if they go to the Super Bowl?
Okay, cool. They'll lose the Super Bowl to the Patriots.
But that's never happened.
That's never happened, but there's always a time for everything. The Patriots haven't blown a halftime lead or a fourth quarter lead since 2000.
And that was the most points that a team has scored on a Belichick team.
Exactly. So
You can cut the tension there with the knife from Sean. Sean's like, don't bring up my Patriots.
Welbert asked, Ricky picked the Giants this year, so why don't you run through your playoff predictions?
My playoffs?
You can't check them out on.
Let me see if I remember them. I think in the first round, I'll do AFC first. I had no go out. I had the wild card Texans Chiefs in Tennessee. I had Tennessee winning that game. And then I had Miami going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh obviously winning that game. Then I had the Titans going... Titans were the 4 seed. So the Titans play New England. Titans lose to New England in Foxborough. Steelers play the Raiders in Oakland. Raiders win. And then I had a rematch of the Tuck Rule game where I am predicting it will snow that weekend in Foxborough, and the Patriots get the win like they did. So Patriots in the Super Bowl there. Then in the NFC, I had Minnesota going to Atlanta, getting the upset revenge win because we play there earlier in the year. They'll beat us in the regular season. We'll get them in the playoffs. That's my homer pick. Let me have it. Then I've gotten the other one. I think I had the Giants beating the Seahawks in that game. The Giants beating the Seahawks. Then the Giants Minnesota going into Green Bay, losing to the Packers. The Giants going into, who's my second team? Not Seattle. Scratch that. The Giants were my number 2. I had the Eagles and the Seahawks. Seahawks beating the Eagles. No, or vice versa. Whatever. Eagles or Seahawks win. They lose to the Giants. Then I have Giants-Packers in the NFC Championship game. Giants now get the win. Mm-hmm. And then I had the Giants beating the Patriots because that's what happens when a Giant and a Patriot walk into a bar. The Giant walks out on top.
Oh, come on! What is this shit?
Wide open.
I know. What happened to covering a guy?
Did you audible on that too?
No.
Because here, I want to show you something. You took an instant replay. I'll take an instant replay. You want to know what I saw here? Everybody's moving around on your team. I don't know what your team was doing here. Look at all these guys.
Yeah, I see.
And then I was just like, they're not going to get there in time. And that's why I threw it. That was
You get through it because the dude was wide open because I don't know what my defense is fucking doing.
that was Ricky's film room with Ricky Widmer.
Ricky's film room. The guys were moving and he was open, so I threw it.
Very
genius.
in-depth analysis from the Ricky film room.
Now what you want to do is if a guy is open, you throw the ball to him and he scores a touchdown and your team scores 6 points, but you got to make the extra point.
I did.
Now it's 7.
Do you think this is going to happen in real life in this game?
No, not this badly because Titans can actually play defense.
What other game are you looking at fantasy-wise?
I don't know. Right now I'm focused on kicking your ass.
See, this is an aside here from fantasy.
We still got another game.
Yeah, this was a not a problem, but this is something that I know me and you talked about. When at first this was supposed to be marketing, because Mark is like, you know what, I want to start the fantasy football show off with the guys from the onside kick, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then he's like, you know what, I can't do Friday. You're gonna have to find someone else, which obviously you know that meant Sean. And the thing that I know I mentioned to you was it's going to be interesting because we know how I get when I play Madden, and we know how you get when you play Madden.
Yeah.
We get competitive.
Yeah.
So far, we have not gotten too competitive.
I've been yelling.
But I feel like it's getting there. It's going to get there in the second game.
Oh, it's not. If I lose, I'm not even going to talk. I'm just going to focus on the ass.
Well, here, I'm going to ask you this now.
Yeah.
The second game, you know what one we should play?
What?
Giants-Cowboys.
Why?
Unless there's another game from this week you want to play.
Why? You're just throwing out the Giants-Cowboys
Because it's a big game. It's going to be a huge game, unless you want to play Seahawks-Packers, because we talked about it.
We could do that.
Let's
ask the chat
Yeah.
when we get done. When we finish this game.
I know Welbert's vote. He wants to see Ricky win with the Seahawks.
I don't know. You're giving me Aaron Rodgers and a lot of weapons.
But
I'm not throwing it to Corey Davis anymore, so it's fine. So
why? Because he drops.
Yeah, because he dropped the ball. He's like a moron. Great.
It's that Raider D, man.
The Raider D isn't good.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
I mean,
they weren't good last year either.
The secondary, like against the deep ball, they're not good. But like linebacker and front four, like that was horrible.
They got Khalil Mack. That's
that was
it.
horrible.
They got Khalil.
Who Dave says?
Bruce Arians.
Who Dave is an adamant supporter that if you redrafted that draft, that he'd be number one.
I would say so. Let's look at that draft.
I think that was the Jadeveon draft, wasn't it?
I would take Khalil Mack over Jadeveon.
I think it was the Jadeveon draft.
I know he went 5th.
From Buffalo.
Yeah, Jadeveon was first. Yeah. Jadeveon, Greg Robinson, Blake Bortles, Sammy Watkins.
Yeah.
Jake Matthews, Mike Evans, Anthony Barr.
Like Greg Robinson for the Rams, but like other than that, I would take Khalil Mack.
Jadeveon Clowney, Khalil Mack, Mike Evans, Anthony Barr, OBJ, Aaron Donald, Shazier,
you would still take Jadeveon first?
No, I'm saying those guys that would be like top 5 picks. Like, there's a lot of top 5 picks.
My top, go back up to the top. Here's what I'm saying in the order if we redrafted it right now. Khalil Mack, number 1 to the Texans. Then the Rams would go Mike Evans because they still need a wide receiver. And then they'd have their wide receiver. Jacksonville would go, who is the best quarterback from that draft class? Has there been one? Or
actually, Derek Carr. It'd be Derek Carr.
Yeah, Derek Carr. Here's a question for you. Which wide receiver would be drafted first from that draft class? Mike Evans or OBJ?
OBJ.
I think you can make a case for either or.
No, you can make a case for OBJ because he's been the best wide receiver in the past 3 years.
But is he too much of a diva? Is he too much of a diva compared to Mike Evans?
I will take a diva who's going to win me games and be the best wide receiver in the NFL. Oh, come on, Eric Decker!
Out of bounds.
How do you lay out like that and not catch the ball?
That was a good catch. And I think he caught it. He was just out of bounds.
Why do you think the Giants?
Win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I think that this is... First off, their defense is insane. Second, I get everyone saying their offensive line is crap, and don't worry. I get that worry. However, their defense is phenomenal. I think they'll find a running back in committee to at least be serviceable. And OBJ gets now a partner in Brandon Marshall, who, if you go ahead, double team OBJ, because I've got a quality number 1 as my number 2 out there, and they get Ingram from Ole Miss, who I think is a rookie. Isn't going to be like Gronk level at the tight end position, but he's going to give them solid catches and solid yards from that position.
I don't know about the Giants' defense being insane.
My only 2 worries are A, the offensive line, and B, if Eli decides to turn over the ball.
Which he does, because Eli Manning has the most picks since 2021.
That's it. Those are my only 2 worries. But I am really high on the Giants. Every year I'm high on usually 2 teams.
Who were you high on last year?
The Cardinals.
Oh, okay.
Phenomenally high on the Cardinals.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Didn't do so well. Yeah, this year, my 2 teams that I'm high on are the Giants and the Raiders.
Who were you high on last year? The Jaguars and the Cardinals.
The Jaguars I almost had in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, you're high.
On paper, they're supposed to be great. On paper,
Ricky,
I get it.
Ricky,
on paper, that defense is supposed to be like amazing.
And on paper, the Giants' defense is supposed to be amazing.
Last year, the Giants' defense was really good. Now they've got a high-paid defense. They go out and get. To me, the Brandon Marshall is the biggest signing that they had.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think Brandon Marshall turns out to a Super Bowl winner.
I think that, and then the rookie that besides Ingram that I'm looking at, Wayne Gallman. I want to see what he develops into at the end of the year, because I think that he's someone that could give them some solid touches in the backfield.
Come on, quit running the same fucking 3 plays.
I didn't run that play since the touchdown.
You just run the same play with Marshawn Lynch on the other side. It's bullshit.
Since the touchdown, I did not run that play.
Wilbert asked, who do I have for the Super Bowl? Shockingly, I have the Patriots. And I pick this Super Bowl every single year, and I'm going to pick it until I'm right. It's Patriots-Packers.
Did you just whiff? Yeah, I think you got the ball.
I have Patriots-Packers.
Look at whiff.
I know.
I was like...
Because I was hit sticking. That's why.
I was like... And I went to slide, too. I was like, slide.
Yeah, I got Patriots-Packers, 2 best quarterbacks in the league. I've been trying to pick it, and I want to see it. As a Patriot fan, I want to see those 2 go up against each other. And it should be interesting if it does happen. So those 2 are my it's my Super Bowl pick. I have the Patriots winning. Shocker.
Yeah, obviously. Who do you got them beating in the AFC Championship game?
I lost my NFL predictor, so I do not remember.
Did yours do the same thing?
Yeah, reset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was like, I'm like, wait a second, I didn't.
So I
have
will
these.
take the Steelers. Because everyone's picking the Raiders. So no, I'll pick the Chiefs. I'll pick Chiefs, Patriots. Chiefs are the 2 seed. Pats are the 1 seed.
I thought you were gonna go like Pats Steelers, because the Steelers always lose to the Patriots.
What's gonna happen is in the divisional round, the Steelers will lose to the Patriots.
Okay.
And then they'll beat the Chiefs.
I didn't know if you were gonna go with like the Chiefs get their revenge on the Steelers.
And real quick, Brave Little Toaster 911.
Yeah, that's Dave.
That's Dave. Says, how long until Tom Brady can find his other wide receivers?
Until they don't drop the ball? They dropped the ball quite a bit yesterday.
I think it was something, Dave, where Kansas City was obviously playing great defense in general. They were just dropping a lot back in coverage, and that was able to stump the Patriots. So I think Brandon Cooks is going to take a while to get him kind of acclimated to the lineup. Chris Hogan isn't really used to being in this position. He was more comfortable being their 3rd guy last year. So I will say that it'll take him a couple weeks, but I think the Pats will be fine next week.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. How long does it take Dorsett to get into this? Because I think that is going to be big.
I'm not banking on him to do too much.
You don't think he's going to do anything?
No. Knowing the Patriots and knowing how they use their weapons that they get, they usually don't. They usually draft the guys and use them that way, or they sign them in a free agency. Usually when they go out and get a guy like Philip Dorsett, who's an old first-rounder, they see if he does anything in practice, but I don't think he's going to be a guy that makes a lot of noise. And he was a guy that hasn't been really that great in Indianapolis as well, and you got a good quarterback over there, so I don't know.
Yeah, a quarterback that's never... Here, let me ask you this then. With Andrew Luck, how many weeks do you think he's going to be out? He's not playing this week. Neither is Jacoby Brissett.
4 to 5. I think maybe even longer than that, because you go out and get Brissett, there's no way that you're not getting him for just for whatever. So I would say maybe week 8 he comes back, week 7, 8.
See, that's interesting.
9,
The reason,
at the earliest.
the reason why I say that's interesting
well, that's good what you
is
just said.
at that point, like, because the big thing I looked at was the reason why they took him off the PUP list was because if they didn't before week 1, he would have to sit for the first 6 games.
Yeah.
So, like, the way you're saying, like, oh, maybe 7, 8 at that point, if it was, I mean, obviously we're not in the locker room with him, I would be like, just keep him on the PUP then.
Well, I think it's just in case. You don't know how long he's going to go, so why not have your starting quarterback ready to go if he is ready to go? But if he's not, you need to.
Is that a hold?
Yeah. It would be a great Super Bowl ever, going back to that. It would be a fun Super Bowl.
Talking
Season
about
2.
Packers,
Yeah,
Patriots?
season 2 best quarterbacks finally go up against
I don't
each other
think-
in such a high stakes.
I have a weird feeling I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going back to another Super Bowl.
Safety? Wait, why would it be a safety?
Because it was in the end zone?
Are you serious? That's ridiculous.
What was the penalty and see was it holding?
Holding.
But did it occur in the end zone?
I have no idea. I didn't see it. That's crap.
Thanks for the 2 points.
This is stupid.
Oh no! 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 No!
All right. You
No!
don't do that on purpose.
I did not do that on purpose.
Why did you move back?
I was trying to get over it and I couldn't.
You're an idiot.
Didn't you hear me go, no, no, no?
I thought you were
no?
doing that on purpose.
No, I was doing that because I accidentally hit the stick and he moved. And I didn't want you to get it, and I didn't know if you could get it and take it to the house.
Yeah, that would be it.
Oh. I tried to find that little itty bitty hole. That little itty bitty hole.
I can't even come back in this game.
Yeah, you can.
I'm down 9.
Yeah, but you can score quick and then onside kick it.
Nah, that's dumb. I was about to say, unless you're an idiot.
I was going to do a screen pass.
Of course you would. That's all you've been running, you asshole.
I was going to do that mountain screen.
Have a good night, Welbert. We'll see you later, bud. Thanks
See
for
you,
stopping
Welbert.
by. We appreciate it. It's always fun having guys like that come by.
I do.
And talk.
Welbert's also a guy where he added me on Steam a while ago. And whenever I'm on Steam, he'll hit me up.
Oh, injury timeout. Car's out.
Is he? It's at the end of the game. I don't need him. I don't need him anymore. He did everything that you could need from
I
a.
still got a timeout, too. You.
Oh, because of the injury timeout? They took one of mine away. Because it was within 2 minutes.
Oh, Eric Weems.
Eric
Weems about to make my dreams.
I was going to say hit, stick, fumble, game over. You know what's funny?
What?
You know what's the one touchdown? Like, if you did not throw the pick six, it's a 3-point. It's like a 2-point game actually.
Well, if Taylor Wan isn't holding in the end zone, it would be marching down the field right now.
Sean's just not going to talk now.
Yeah, I'm focused, Ricky. I'm trying to win a
Like
game.
a laser beam. Oh no! A user juke. We had a user juke on that one.
Is that juke? I'm trying to juke you out of your shoes. Big boy.
Oh. Oh.
I got lucky there.
You did.
Oh!
You did. I don't even know how you do that.
L2 and R2 and X.
Did you see backup tight end on the Chiefs, Harris?
Yeah,
His celebration from yesterday?
No, who was it?
So he had the football, and he had one of the teammates do this, and he did this, and shot it into the hoop.
Missed the tackle there. And Rashad Matthews, daylight.
How do you do that?
Ooh, little salsa.
How do you do that?
L2, R2, X.
Oh, okay. Is it different ones? I don't know. I never have time to celebrate. I'm
Yeah,
too
it's
worried about
whatever.
scoring a touchdown.
Just whatever.
I'm too worried about scoring a touchdown. Derek
Oh,
Carr, we're going to keep you
Rams.
in. We are going to keep you in for this win. Yeah, go for it.
Because if I miss it, I'm down 3. He's still at
Dude, what about the Patriots ran into the kicker so much last night? It was like 2 straight plays where they ran into the kicker.
Oh.
It was like, so Travis Kelce gave him a penalty, made it like, what was it, 4th and like 17?
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I just did return the middle. I wanted to hit an onside kick. And then 2, because I don't know if you were still at the Sox game at this time. 2 running into the kickers made it like 4th and 2. Think you got it? Think you're lucky?
I never did it.
I hate onside kicks.
Not bad.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I don't know how to do it.
I can't. I'm horrible. You know who they made him look like?
Yeah.
Whenever I've seen him while we played this game, he looks like Bill O'Brien. I was like, when did Bill O'Brien become the head coach of the Tennessee Titans?
Go for the guy.
Not going to use your timeout?
I'm going to wait. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't have enough time to stop it.
I mean, you kind of do.
No, because if I call a timeout, that's stupid. I wasted so much time. I'm an idiot.
I'm like, you could, because what if I fumble?
Yeah, but you don't fumble.
I mean, yeah, that's right. Marshawn Lynch don't fumble. Watch, no, I fumble.
Strip it.
Really? We're resorting to this?
I want to make it competitive, you bitch.
You just can't take the loss?
I said I want to make it competitive.
You can't take the L?
I mean, you could literally just run on the clock by taking me right now. Yeah, doesn't matter. Damn it! If I didn't throw that one pick.
Yeah, that was it. That was the game. You
Well, you
would
can see how these guys would do fantasy-wise. Now we can check the stats and see.
Yeah.
You gonna kick the field?
Yeah, gotta get some fantasy points.
You gotta wait.
I know.
Unless you want to kick it down.
No.
Interesting.
No, I don't trust my defense that much. Yeah, offense. Offside it. Are you offsides?
I can't.
Oh, it won't let you?
I don't know how to go forward.
God, this is the worst part, just waiting.
Anticipation, make it move. Miss it. Oh, it's good.
It was good.
Damn it. Ricky wins first game, 36-31.
We both had kicks that went off the crossbar.
Bad one?
Yeah, you did. Your
No,
long
no.
field goal.
No, it went through.
Oh, I thought it went.
No.
I thought it hit the crossbar and went over.
All right,
Wow.
so if you are starting,
near identical passer ratings.
if you are starting Marcus Mariota, definitely do. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 293 yards. Good. He got you some rushing yards as well. I think he got you 11 on the ground. So that's about a good 24-point performance from Marcus Mariota. Derek Carr didn't have that great of a game though. 146 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Fantasy wise, it's a modest one.
It's not good though.
It's modest.
Not really.
Got you double-digit points.
Like 12.
What? Because
Let's see. Because 4 for 8.
he gets 8 there.
146
Then I think you get
0.04.
you get at least.
Yeah, so he got 13 points.
But what about the rushing yards? He had rushing yards and then a lost fumble. Not a lost
Okay.
fumble, but a fumble.
Okay, so then it negates it because 2 is for a fumble.
Okay.
So then he had 13
Marshawn got you some good. I'd be happy with over 100 yards and a tutty.
Well, 124, so that's 12. And then a tutty, so that's 18. However, look at this. Where is he? Because he caught some too, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was up.
Oh, negative 2 yards. Never mind.
Yeah, no, that last pass that he had went for
Corey Davis, though.
-5.
Boom, 2 tutties.
Yeah, he also had a huge drop you weren't happy about. You know, it doesn't do anything in
I
fantasy
want to talk about it.
because we don't do PPR leagues. Do you do PPR leagues?
Yeah.
I am against PPR. I hate PPR.
Why?
I hate because I always the one year I did it, I kept going up against
So
guys.
you lost. So you're
No,
you
where it
bitched.
was like, hey, this guy got 10 catches but for like 4 yards.
That doesn't happen.
It was ridiculous. Or it was like the only reason you won was because he had double-digit kicks. I'll ask you: do you want to do Giants Cowboys or you want to do Seahawks Packers?
Yeah, because we have no one in the chat that's talking. What are my picks?
Sunday night game, primetime game, or the the late evening game.
Cowboys.
Or do we do Chargers and Broncos?
I would rather do Either Chargers or Browns or Vikings and Saints.
Chargers and Browns? Oh, we could do Vikings Saints.
Let's do Vikings Saints.
I'll take the Vikings.
I'll take the Saints.
Is it not going to let you?
I don't know.
It better.
We'll have to see, Ricky, won't we?
We didn't do it that way the last time.
No, we didn't. Oh,
Yeah.
way to go, Ricky.
We'll just have to do
Moron.
start and have you go over. It should know that there's 2 controllers in there.
It's your fault.
It's always my fault.
It is.
You know what I might play more this year?
What's that?
Mutt.
I don't like
I
mine.
might play some Ultimate Team this year.
Not a big
I usually never play. There's only one EA game I played Mutt for,
What?
and that was hockey.
Oh.
It's a lot more manageable.
Yeah.
You only have, what is it, with 4 lines, so that's 12, and then 13 with a goalie?
You have 4 lines, so it's 16.
Yeah, so 17 guys compared to the...
No, 16, 6 on defense. So 16.
Oh, I forgot about the defense. Because your lines are just your forwards. I forgot about
16, 22, 23, 24 on
that.
the
Okay.
team.
It seemed a lot more manageable than, like,
Well,
football.
it's still 24 on a NFL team, too. I mean, you have more backups, but you got 11 on the field for both offense and defense, and you got 2 kicker and punter.
Just looks absolutely beautiful. Let's go here.
Oh, could you just add me to the game?
That's what I'm going to try to do.
Not available in this mode. Way to go, Ricky.
What?
Way to go, Ricky. Way to go.
Sorry, guys. We're going to have to quit so that Sean can get in.
We're going to have to quit.
Unless you just want to see me do it. I can't wait to play that either. Long shot?
You haven't played it yet?
No, I'm waiting to record it. I'm waiting to record it for these guys. So I'll be the Vikings and you can be the Saints. Unless you want to be the Vikings and let me take AP.
No,
You going to let AP start?
yeah.
Are you serious? Or are you joking around?
No, I'm starting. I don't like Mark Ingram.
I'm
I've never liked Mark Ingram.
going to go with the Color Rush.
I feel remiss if I didn't as well.
What, the Color Rush?
Yeah. Well, 19. Ooh.
You should go with the Aints jerseys.
Ooh.
The Aints. The all whites. They kind of look like Central Florida with the all whites.
They do. It does look very Central Florida. Very Trojan-esque.
Very Blake Bortles-esque.
Are they Trojan?
Knights.
Nice.
Very Blake Bortles-esque. Because that's who Blake Bortles played for.
Oh, did he?
Central Florida Knights.
Oh, who else played there?
Shoot.
Storm Johnson.
Oh, that's right. Running back.
Brandon Marshall.
Did he?
Yep.
No, Brandon Marshall didn't. Look it up.
Okay. Brandon Marshall was a 4th-round pick out of UCF.
Which Brandon? You're talking about the wide receiver, right?
Brandon Marshall.
I didn't know that.
University of Central Florida.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Bitch.
I'm not saying you're wrong. It was just I didn't know that. I didn't know if you're talking about Brandon Marshall, the wide receiver, or Denver Brandon Marshall.
Denver Brandon Marshall went to Georgia.
I think you might be right, but look it up.
Nevada.
You know who else went to
I
Nevada?
guess. Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, I totally guessed Nevada. If you couldn't tell.
Do you remember what offense they run?
Pistol.
The pistol. This is just where Ricky tries to stump Sean with
Yeah.
just random football
He thinks I'm
facts.
stupid.
Everyone's like, "What? Why are you guys quizzing each? Why is Ricky quizzing Sean?"
It's a dick contest. Dick measuring contest.
Oh no! I actually like those white uniforms with the gold numbers.
Goldman Sachs, you know what I'm saying? Goldman Sachs.
Isn't that a bank?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to switch your depth chart.
Oh, Ted Ginn Jr. I should put Chase Daniel in, huh?
The drop
Oh, AP's
machine.
our number 1.
Really?
Giddy up.
Oh, he's one.
Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up.
God, the drop machine.
Alright, cool. Giddy up then. Alright, let's see. Let's do it. Anyways, let's get back to it.
I wonder if Dalvin Cook's my number 1.
Probably, who else would be?
Latavius Murray. I don't know if Madden does. Madden apparently had AP as your number one pick.
Because everyone's like, I want to start AP and not Mark Ingram. Because Mark Ingram's a boring bowling ball.
Hey man, as long as he gets yards, I don't care if he's boring. He's better than Frank Gore. Sorry, Indianapolis Colts fans.
Yeah, because Frank Gore totally hasn't been rushing for 1,000 yards for pretty much every year of his career.
Frank Gore's old.
So is Mark Ingram.
Last year wasn't a great year for Frank Gore.
Frank Gore still had 1,000 yards rushing. Mark Ingram didn't.
This is where Sean just wants to argue with Ricky.
Yeah, because he doesn't do shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Willie Snead. I'm kidding.
This is one team. Now that Brandon Cooks is not on the team, I don't like, and even in our draft, don't give me any of the Saint wide receivers.
I'll take Michael Thomas.
Well, okay, maybe besides Michael, like Willie Snead.
Last year, Mark Ingram was 1,000 yard rusher. It was his first year being.
Would not take, like, only because the thing I hate about the Saints, and it's more I hate about Drew Brees, he spreads the ball out.
I hate when quarterbacks use all of their weapons.
Well, when you're doing fantasy, and if you've got Michael Thomas and he's like, screw it, I'm going to go to Willie Snead. What, 8 overall he's had 1,000 yards?
8, and then the year before, last year, he had 967. And then the year before that, he only played 11 games at 853. So, since 2006, and when he's played a full season, he's had 1,000. He's a workhorse.
I still think he's going to start over AP.
Anyways, let's talk.
Okay.
He is. Let's talk Baltimore, Cincinnati. Anybody you like on that team?
Outside
of the obvious start of AJ Green.
You know what? And the thing is, the only thing I was worried about with this is Joe Flacco and the injury that he suffered earlier this offseason. Is Cincinnati's defense going to be able to get to him, get some contact, make him feel not so comfortable in the pocket back there? But the Ravens, I would like to say, I know I picked the Bengals, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won the game. But, I mean, that's a game where I don't think either quarterback is going to have, like, Alex Smith-like fantasy numbers. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's going to have a game where, like, maybe A.J. Green and Giovanni Bernard are, like, the guys that's like, yeah, if I have them, obviously I'm going to start.
You're going to start Gio Bernard?
I'd start if I needed them for, like...
Joe Mixon's their main back.
If I needed, I would still play. They're going to use Gio. They always, like, the Bengals always use the two running backs. That's why people would always have Gio and Hill, even when Hill was the number 2.
Oh, come on. What is this crap?
Sendejo to the house. To the hoose. To the hoose. And there's a flag. I wonder if the flag is on me. Sean's like, I hope.
No, they won't get picked up again. Blocking the bag.
On me?
Oh! Oh, damn it, you still get the ball. Son of a bitch.
I was like, on me? I was going to say, that's the second game.
Wait, are you using Ask Madden for defense?
Yeah.
You pussy.
What do you mean? I hate defense.
That's why I've been getting burnt. I'll just pick what the computers tell me to pick. I thought I was picking actual defenses. Lining up with personnel.
I usually, like, there's sometimes where I'll audible to a blitz. More times than not, I'm blitzing. Because that's just how I play. I'm a blitz guy. I blitz over 50% of the time.
Do you like blitzes?
Blints?
Blitzes.
Am I Chris Berman? The Blints? See, they do have Latavius Murray as the number 1. I wanted him to spin to the outside, not to the inside.
Get back to fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
We talked Pittsburgh, Cleveland, didn't we?
No, we did not. I can't wait to see what Deshaun Kaiser can do.
I'm excited as well. Like, put Teddy in.
He's a 79, though.
Yeah, because he fucking sucks.
Screw it. Just for this game, I'll put in Wes Lunt.
Why?
You know who Wes Lunt, what college he came from, right?
No, which one was
Illinois.
Oh.
Oklahoma State transferred to Illinois. I'm gonna play, just for this game. I don't care if I lose. I'm gonna play Wes Lunt in this game for a little bit of it. I didn't know we had Wes Lunt on this roster still. He's a 55.
No, I know you're just gonna run the ball all the time.
No, I'll play it the exact same. Had to put in Dalvin Cook though.
Yeah, I mean, you draft a guy, why not use him?
And that's the thing where I felt like I don't feel bad for Latavius Murray, but it's like great, we signed the guy and then you draft a guy that's gonna start over him. At that point, it's like, why don't I just fucking stay with the Raiders?
Sheldon Rankins.
Not OP. Oh, you got the same trophy I did. I don't even know what that trophy was for. Not overpowered.
Not overpowered.
But I don't know what it does. But yeah, no, I can't wait to see what Deshaun Kaiser can do.
Wes Lunt rolling out. Well, he was not your...
Who?
Was he the starter last year?
Yeah, but you're talking about Wes Lunt?
Yeah,
he was the starter.
Then who'd they bring in that was like a player's cap?
They brought in Jeff George's son, Jeff George Jr.
Yes, that's right.
I'll ask you a question about that game, the Browns game. What do you think of Le'Veon? What do you think he's going to do week 1?
Oh, he's going to tear it up.
You think so?
Yeah, he's too talented.
I mean, yeah, he's talented, but there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are saying he's going to be limited in the game plan because he missed so much the preseason.
I think Tomlin and Todd Haley are still going to be able to work the game. I don't think they're going to be going away from the best. They're one of the best offenses in the NFL. You can't. I mean, who else are you going to rely on?
James Conner.
Who else are you going to rely on? Come on.
James Conner, I'm not saying James Conner's a guy where it's like, yep, dude, he's our number one, but I want to see how they use him.
They're going to use him when either Le'Veon's hurt or Le'Veon's tired.
Le'Veon's hurt.
Because that's when you should use a guy like James Conner, is when he's the backup.
Okay, I'm putting
Drew Dreesen?
I had enough fun with Wes Lunt. I played a drive with Wes Lunt.
Kinda.
I'm happy.
Are you going Bradford?
I can go Kai Forbath. No, I'm gonna go Bradford.
I like how you guys have five quarterbacks.
What, the Vikings?
Yeah.
There, I went with Wes.
I like how you guys have 5 quarterbacks and none of them are good.
Hey, Teddy's good.
Teddy doesn't have a knee.
Yeah, neither did AP, and he nearly broke, or he did break the record. Different position, different injury too.
Teddy Bridgewater lost his knee.
I cried.
Teddy Bridgewater. I'd be surprised if Teddy Bridgewater had a leg.
That was the worst.
Have you seen pictures of Teddy Bridgewater's leg? I haven't. Does he have a leg anymore?
That was the worst day of 2016. The worst day of 2016.
For you, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not talking about you, but that was the day where I'm like, when I heard about the news, my stomach just dropped. It sunk all the way to the bottom. Because I knew our season was over. I know we got Bradford, but I was
6-0 and then fucking blew it.
And then I got cocky again, and then guess what happened?
Sam Bradford didn't get hurt.
That was one of my bold predictions. And Mark laughed at me.
Which is fair. I think that was the only thing you got right last season.
Something about Jared Goff too. I said he will start at least one game. Because I think Mark. It was either I got it wrong and said he was going to sit the entire season, or that he was going to come in and play.
Exactly.
But I want to say I was on the side where he was. I can't remember. Do you think the Steelers are going to do... I'll put it this way. I know you picked the Patriots for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Do you think what's the percentage you think that the Steelers go to the Super Bowl? I picked 6. Thanks, Newman. This defense is just...
I think it's 30% chance the Pats go to Super Bowl.
30% chance. So like
15% chance the Chiefs go.
Okay.
10% the Raiders go. 10%
How much?
the Steelers
How
go.
much did that Chief one get bumped up after Thursday? Not much.
I don't know. Yeah, so Pats would be at Pats are 35.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs at 15. That makes it 50. 10 for the Raiders, 10 for the Steelers. That's at 70.
I think for the Steelers,
Sprinkle the other team.
I think for the Steelers, this is the year where, not like this is the year they go, but this will probably, like them and the Packers, like if I'm picking a team on each side, this is probably their best chance to go and win a Super Bowl. Like
Steelers, this is their, I would say this is their last chance of
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger as the QB.
But like well, that's mainly one of the reasons why.
I would say this is their best chance. I would say this is their last chance.
Like even with the Packers, like now that they have all these weapons, they bring in Martellus Bennett, Aaron Rodgers. Show me you can do something. Show me that you can actually bring this team. I know, but ever since it's been like Aaron Rodgers is good. He's obviously one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
He is a top 2 quarterback in the league.
But when it gets to the playoffs, it's like, oh, I know he was in the NFC Championship game, but how they got blown out by Atlanta. I just think Aaron Rodgers, it's like, come on.
They've never had a defense. I disagree with that. I don't think it's Aaron Rodgers' fault. Dave asks, could Goff go winless as a starter and get benched?
I think the Rams win games with him as a starter this year. I don't think he gets benched. That's a third pick. This Viking defense is just having fun over here.
I'm also just going to beat. It's going back to Michael Thomas and hoping for the best, and the other one I was rolling out to the right.
So now,
back foot.
Harrison Smith has one. Sendejo has one. And Terrence Sendejo should have a touchdown, too.
Dave said 0-7 so far. Is Breeze really 0-7 so far?
Oh, no. See him. There we go. Sam Bradford, 3 for 3.
I don't think the Rams are going to be that bad. I mean, they're playing the Colts, and they're playing the Colts.
They'll get a win over the Colts.
Yeah, they're playing the Colts week 1.
They're playing Scott Tolzien week 1.
Yeah, they're going to.
Jacoby's not even starting week 1.
That's why they're winning. That's why I picked up the Rams defense.
But I also think though this is just a pick where it's like you got to do it because they always do it. But I think they'll beat the Seahawks early on.
Dave said you guys are so tiny. It's the way that the camera was set up. So
it's not
the only way that we can set up the
I thought it was
camera, which fits both of us.
It's not even that. It's
setting.
This is wide. If you go with the just normal ones, it's more thin, and it would only have me.
So this is the only way we could have both of us.
Yeah.
We were trying to adjust it, but we couldn't figure out how to.
I think that's you.
I think we need a computer program to do that. But I mean, right now,
I don't think it's that bad.
It's not bad. Why do you need to see us?
People, that's the thing. People love the face cams. Yeah. I'm not disagreeing. Not disagreeing, Sean. I am definitely not disagreeing. What play should I run
Field goal.
Field goal? You look at your fantasy baseball?
What's up?
I said, are you looking at your fantasy baseball?
Yeah. I have 3 hits so far. My team has 3 hits. All of them are homers.
Do you have any Indians? Or
No.
Windians, I should say?
No, I do not. But yeah, my team has 3 total hits. They're 3 of 15, and all 3 of them. Freddie Freeman has a homer, and Jose Reyes has 2.
I ran right into that. I ran right into that blitz.
Maybe suggestion next time? Don't. You got to see people regardless of how big their neck beard is. That was at you.
I know it is. The neck beard. I'm going full Kyle Orton for this stream. The power of Kyle Orton. I'm going here.
That should be a smart thing.
What, Kyle Orton? He's the only NFL player I could pull up the top of my head with a neck beard.
Never go full Kyle Orton.
You never go full Kyle Orton. Do you know what college you came from? Purdue. Mark didn't know. think. I don't think Mark knew that.
I love you, Mark.
Or forgot that he
Mark,
came from Purdue. Your quarterback also came from Purdue.
Yes,
This guy.
Sam Bradford came
Not
from
Mike
Oklahoma.
Zimmer. Not Mike Zimmer.
Sam Bradford came from Oklahoma. He
He
played
did.
with Adrian Peterson. Guess who else? He's on my team. Guess where Adrian Peterson was? Oklahoma. Guess where Teddy Bridgewater went?
Louisville.
Louisville. Guess where Dalvin Cook went?
Played with Jameis.
Guess where Adam Thielen went?
I actually don't know that one.
Minnesota, bitch.
I know Stephon Diggs was also a big time wide receiver.
Maryland.
Ah, wrong button.
Oh.
I wanted to hit X, but I hit
Who's
R1.
11 on your team?
Isn't that,
Is that Diggs?
I think so.
He's big.
Diggs? I think he is.
Diggs is 11. No, it's Trevor. Diggs is 84.
Oh, I thought I did a play action. Oh, that was McKinnon, too. That wasn't even Cook. We'll kick the field goal. We'll make it. So neither offense in this game has scored a touchdown.
No, they haven't.
The only touchdown came from my defense.
Pick 6.
It should actually be 17-0, but that stupid illegal block in the back should be 17-0.
But yeah, how did you score on that?
Because that was the West Lunt
Oh, you
drive.
punt, yeah.
That was the one where I'm like, I'm going to play West Lunt for a drive. I thought I was going to play West Lunt for more than a drive, but I decided not to.
I would say let's go back to fantasy. I don't know a lot of people, right?
Well, I mean, the thing with fantasy week 1 is that it's a lot of just wait and see.
You're going to play your guys based on draft position.
Yeah. Like week 1's a lot of, hey, this is the thing.
You'll start the big names and the guys that are going to get touches.
And I'm hoping for the future is that obviously we get more people.
Yeah, we got 2 in there.
And
I think one of them might be me and the other one might be
the thing that I'm hoping for is like, hey, I got these 2 guys. Who should I start?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm looking for. Anish last year was someone who tweeted at us a lot. I have no idea. I miss Anish. He won our Madden contest last year. He is also an Illinois guy. Mm-hmm.
An Illinois fan or from Illinois? Because I knew he was from
Somewhere in the state.
Yeah, I knew he was from Illinois.
Somewhere in the state.
We got a big state.
We do.
That's why we got 20.
Not as big as Texas.
No, that's why we got 20.
Oh, screen. Oh.
What was that?
I thought that should have been another pick. That should have been another pick. For
Contact
Harrison
live.
Smith.
First contact putting back in on a live stream. What's up, big dogs?
Did it fall? Did it just fall out on you?
Yes.
Today, someone on my Snapchat had a story where their contact. It was early in the morning. It was hard and cracked in half. I'm like, oh, that's why I just go with glasses. I can't touch. When you got contacts, did they make you like put them in and take them out a lot of times in front of them?
Michael Thomas is the GOAT. Finally completed it.
I was gonna say it's the first time you've gone to him, and he completed it.
It's the first catch Michael Thomas said, yeah.
They've usually been picks.
Not usually, they are. I tell him.
Oh, you're lucky it sailed over my guys. 4 of 11 with 3 INTs. That Drew Brees not having a good fantasy game.
Neither was Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson, I give him the ball, he didn't get stopped. That's why I've been running the ball. That's why I've been goofily throwing the ball.
Thought you were gonna get serious on me, bro.
I'll get serious when it's close. But now I'm in the mode that. Oh, come on! All day AP would have broke that and ran for it.
The more he stood up
He's
there,
washed up.
The more he stood up there, I was like, oh no, he's gonna break it for a touchdown because there was no one in front of him. There was no one on that side of the field. He breaks that. That is a touchdown.
Get up there, Willie Snead. Big boy.
Willie Snead playing cornerback there. Playing a little bit of quarter. You going to kick the field goal? Or are you going to punt? Or are you going to go for it? Lutz.
Nope.
He's got it.
Got it.
Just enough. Just enough. I really do like those Saint uniforms, though, with the gold lettering. Or with the gold numbering, I should say. The lettering is black. Let's go, Sean. Making the guy who's winning wait.
Oh, perfect kick. Perfect kick, Ricky Widmer. A perfect kick. Perfect kick.
Let that bounce out of the end zone so I can get a little bit of play going.
We got a total of two viewers. Does it count me?
Yeah. If you're in there.
So Dave.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. This is the first one. And plus, a little bit of the more we do this, the more the fans know what we're doing. Let's see here. Let's see what we're working with. Catch.
Strip that.
I thought, take it Treadwell, go down to the ground.
What do you think of the new Madden? Have you been playing it a lot?
Yes, I like it.
What have you been doing?
However, I've been playing a lot of just random games, only because my franchise, I'm pretty sure who I'm going to go with. And
but
that's going to be...
You want to record that.
Yeah, like with the franchise, I'm still waiting for the good sliders to come out. I'm still waiting on those. But I'm going to do long shot this weekend. Really, I've just been playing random games. And I mean, in the gameplay, is there anything like ridiculously new? No. But it's just it's a lot cleaner version of last year's Madden. I know a lot of people are going to go, why waste the money on it? It's the same game as last year. But did I get the first? No. I am just short.
Come on, are you serious? Are you fucking kidding me? I hate this fucking game.
And I was just trying to get the first down. I was like,
why on 4th and inches would my defense be like, oh, run up the middle? You know what we shouldn't do on 4th and inches? Let's move everybody.
I'll be completely honest. I was just I'm just going to run to get the first down. And then that happened. And I was like, what?
Stupid. That's bullshit.
That's that Saint defense for you.
That's defense for you.
No, but I mean, gameplay-wise, it's a better looking Madden 17. Madden 17. But it's still, I'm happy with what I've got so far. I mean, I watched a video today of someone complaining about owner mode. How it's like, it's the same stupid shit every single year, and it's like, whatever. I mean, would I like them to make some changes? Yeah, but it's not like it's a crappy game. I mean, they still do the franchise mode really well.
I don't know. You paid $60. You want some improvement.
And I think this year, like, I like the chance they, like, even though I haven't played it yet, I like the chance that you go out and do something like Long Shot, which is like a story mode to give someone.
It's so short.
That's the thing. But I'd rather, like, and I'm kind of on the same fence as Mark. And Mark's saying this as a guy who's played it. I'm saying it right now as a guy who has yet to play it. I'd rather you go out and try something, have it be too short and good, than try to make it, like, really good, and then kind of be like, oh, that could have been better. That shouldn't have been so long. It's not blocking the pass. It's another illegal
block. For Sendejo, too.
So just whenever Sendejo picks it up, just run out of bounds. Don't tell me that's another illegal block in the back. Yes, it is another illegal block in the back.
4 interceptions for Drew Brees. Harrison Smith holding back his teammate.
He couldn't just give you the touchdown there.
Yeah, fuck you. Who's your kicker?
Forbath. Kai Forbath. It used to be Blair Walsh.
Oh, yeah, so.
He missed. Let me get the ball 1 second.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Forbath does not have the leg. Does not have the amazing leg.
You don't aim down?
What do you mean? I just hit X on field goals.
You should aim down. You would have gotten it.
It doesn't matter. I'm up 2 scores.
No, not anymore. Too bad I don't have a tall.
Pick number 5.
You didn't even lob it, Drew.
Did you catch it? I think you caught it. I'm like I thought. I think you caught it. Wouldn't have mattered because time would have expired. But no, if anyone's thinking, hey, should I pick up Madden? I would pick it up. I mean, you guys are watching it now, either live or in the future. It looks good graphically.
They always look good.
The thing I also like is so that like tight end outpost, they fixed it to where it's only supposed to work against the defenses it's supposed to work against. So like I can't just run post out on you. Like the defense, if you run the right defense against it, it'll work. Also in online, well they took it out in everything, but they also, what's it called? It's where, let's say I'm running a fly route, and I'm going straight, and then right before the ball gets to my receiver, before the ball gets to my receiver, I run in and then quickly back out so your guy moves and can't get in position. They made that to where that can't work anymore. That doesn't work. But no, I like it. I'm happy.
That's forward.
That is the play I'm running. Do you like that coverage I had on Cody Fleener? I was like, oh, he's going to go to Cody. He's letting me know who he's going to go to.
That's forward.
I shouldn't have fumbled.
Oh.
Out of bounds.
5
for 16.
4 interceptions.
Wow.
Hey, technically he's completed 9 passes. Boom. Get it? Because he has that.
Because he has four interceptions. I get it.
Let's go, Drew. Let's go, big boy.
I would have just taken him for the safety.
He was going to get hit.
Yeah, so he would have scored. Might have gotten a concussion at the line.
Yeah, then I'm put chasing.
Really?
Oh, there we
I'm
go.
like, you're not just going to walk right in with Drew Brees?
Daddy.
See,
I
that.
wonder how loud this is going to be. Pick 6, baby.
Yeah, don't do that.
I just did it.
Yeah.
I just did it.
Let's not do that again.
I just did it.
No, let's not do that again.
High five.
That probably looked really sad.
Yeah.
So that's how you score with Drew Brees in this game. You don't throw it. You only run the ball with Drew Brees. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, my
Overthrow.
God. Come on, that was wide open.
Overthrow.
Will Lutz, I'm cutting you as my kicker.
Overthrow.
Let's go. Let's see what happened wrong in this play.
Everything?
Not everything. Look, a great toss from Chase Daniel.
I didn't even know it was coming. I thought a normal kick was coming. He just lofted it.
And he just airmailed it. Oh, Kobe also run a terrible route.
If he was a little quicker, he would have caught that. A little quicker, and he would have caught it.
Where did Kobe Fleener go to college?
Stanford, same as Luck, because weren't they roommates? I think him and Luck were roommates.
They were go to Stanford.
I remember when I used to teach the fumble. Yeah, I think you got it. Yeah, you got it.
Reggie Bush picked it up too.
No, it was Fuller.
That's an our Bush fumble.
Oh, I thought it was Fuller. One of the guys I used to teach with, when I was like, yeah, I got Kobe Fleener on my fantasy team. This was like 2 years ago.
Really?
He's like, yeah, really? I played football with him when we were in high school together, and I always pancaked him. I'm like, no, you didn't.
He was JC.
No, I think what the love
JC.
You're thinking Ty Isaac.
Yeah, I think Kobe Fleener also was that. I'm not thinking of Ty Isaac, who is a running back.
Yeah.
Blake Kobe Fleener. He was from Lamont. Yeah, went to JC.
Okay. Then it was before high school, then, that they were talking about. Because he mentioned they played on the same team. And he's like, I would always pancake. And I'm like, yeah, sure. You pancaked Kobe Fleener.
Sure, buddy. Buddy guy.
Kobe
where's your D1 scholarship?
Kobe Fleener, who is now an NFL tight end. Sean coming back in this one.
Oh, Kobe Fleener just mossed you.
Or did he Gronk me?
He mossed you.
Or did he Jimmy Graham me?
No, that was a moss. You know what a moss is, right? You go.
Wait, when you catch it over him.
Yeah, he caught it over him. So he mossed him.
Or Gronked him, because his size was bigger than the corner.
You can't make up terms, Ricky. Just out of nowhere.
Gronk would have made that same catch.
That's a moss. That's a moss. Come on.
Sure.
Look at that moss. He mossed him.
Gronk would have made the same.
Sendejo, where are you now? That's why you don't get a pick six there, buddy.
Sendejo's got 2 picks.
Not a pick six. That's what I said.
Jeez, how many fantasy points would your defense have if you were the Vikings right now?
2 interceptions.
4 interceptions.
4 interceptions.
1 pick six.
2 points for an interception.
Because it's 2 for interceptions, it's 6 for the pick six, so that's 8. That is 14 right there, just off of that. And then depending on the pointage, how many of that takes away from 10. It would be, the point is, it'd be a very solid defensive performance if you had 4 picks and a pick six.
Depends on how many sacks you got there.
I just got one there.
Well, I don't think that counts because it's a 2-point conversion.
Well, that counts. I mean, it should count. Because if you complete a 2-point conversion, you get points for that.
Yeah, but I don't think it works defensively.
Maybe if my guys didn't fumble the ball, we'd be winning this game. Oh wait, we are. I forgot you didn't get the 2-point conversion. Let's go. Let's go, Dalvin Cook. Speedy.
Oh, come on, Kenny Vicario.
Speedy Dalvin Cook.
These guys, my teammate,
It's that Saints defense, man. Who's the Duke? That's what he did there. It's that Saint defense, man.
Absolutely.
71-yard touchdown. But Dalvin Cook.
That is stupid.
Just made this a 9-point game. I'll ask you something about a matchup.
Yep.
That's a miss. Oh, we made it. What do you think about the Chargers-Broncos?
I'm hoping Keenan Allen has a big game because we've seen what
And doesn't get injured again?
Yeah, we're seeing what Philip Rivers does when Keenan Allen's healthy. He goes to Keenan Allen's a huge playmaker for them. So I think it depends on if Keenan Allen's obviously healthy, but then again, how will they use him coming in? Are they using him a lot? Depending on the injury. So I think that's going to be playing a big factor as well. How effective will Melvin Gordon be? Because we obviously see what he did last year. Obviously, a huge breakout for him, not getting a touchdown at all in his rookie campaign, being massively huge in fantasy. I don't think that line isn't too much to worry about. But when you look at I bring up Keenan Allen just because we see how good the Broncos secondary is. So you're going to have to rely on Melvin Gordon, and if Melvin Gordon could continue the success he had last year, that might open up the passing game a little bit, especially not having TJ Ward anymore for the Broncos. That's going to be interesting. So I like the Chargers. I would start most of the Chargers like Keenan Allen, Melvin Gordon. I would start Rivers just in case he throws picks. I would probably start Hunter Henry as well. And I'd probably start the Broncos too, just in case they can pick up Rivers a lot. But looking at Denver, I'd start Sanders and I'd start Thomas, but I wouldn't start anybody else.
You wouldn't start any of the running backs, just the 2 wide receivers?
No, I'd wait a week on Jamal Charles, and I'm not a huge CJ Anderson.
The two things one thing I'm really sad about with this one is, first off, I'm sad Mike Williams is injured.
Yes.
Because I really wanted to see what he could do. Well, not just what he can do, but also what Keenan Allen can do, having a good wide receiver opposite of him.
Yeah. Hopefully good wide receiver.
And also, one thing I'm interested, this is more of a Titan thing for the entire year, Bronco thing for the entire year, is what's going to happen with if Simeon doesn't play up. Does Vance Joseph go, hey, you know what? We got Brock again. Let's go with Brock. I think he's injured right now.
He is.
Picked up Brock.
But wouldn't you? I don't know how long he's injured for.
Dude, and plus Paxton Lynch hasn't been showing on. Paxton Lynch hasn't been the guy they thought they drafted. And that's why I think that Brock could easily take the second string job from Paxton Lynch. And could maybe, I'm not talking about like week 1, week 2, but like during this season, could take the job away from Simeon. I know Bronco fans are going to hate me for that because I love Trevor Simeon. And Brock the Cock isn't like, I'm not saying he's going to be anything amazing, but it might be an upgrade. Especially, well, I don't think, you can't go with the system because it's a new coach.
Yeah.
Any other games we haven't talked about?
We haven't talked about Zeke and how effective he would be, at least for the Cowboys.
Do you think let's put it this way, do you think it matters in this one because he played against the Giants last year, and I'm not saying like, oh, the Giants won, the Cowboys aren't going to win, but he played last year.
They split the series.
No, they didn't. Giants beat him twice.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. But, and that's what I'm saying, not being like that stupid, like, Giant fan where it's like, hey, you know what, you lost twice. But really, it's like he played last year and they lost twice. So is it really going to matter as much as it seems like people are making it out to be? I know he's an amazing running back.
Of course. I mean, you still look what he did. It wasn't like he had bad games against the Giants. 107 yards in the first game, and the second one he still had a touchdown.
Let's be honest.
I'm sorry, in the first game he had 51 yards for a touchdown, but that was early on in the season. Wasn't really clean. And then once he got there, it was a 7-10 game anyways. So it wasn't like there was a lot of offense, but he was the main offense. I mean, 107 yards on the ground.
And I'll be the first one to say that first game should have been a Cowboy win because Terrence Williams didn't know how to go out of bounds.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to go out of bounds.
That's right. Anyways. I still think Zeke is. I mean, if I'm saying Zeke or Darren McFadden, it's not like
you're going to start Zeke.
They're going to win with Darren McFadden and lose with Ezekiel Elliott. So no, but I'm saying, how do you think he would perform? Do you think he has a crazy Zeke day, or do you think he just has a modest day?
I don't know. Like the big thing is, from what I'm hearing, although I still think their offensive line is fine, their offensive line isn't as, I don't want to use the word polished. That's not the word I'm looking for. They lost some guys from last year. So obviously you got to go through that. But I don't think it's going to affect Zeke to where it's like, oh, I don't know. I still think he has a phenomenal, like maybe 15-point at the least day. The big question is how is this Giant defense going to play them? Because the thing is, if they can limit Zeke, score points on the offensive side, force Dak to have to throw the ball down the field. That's what they got to do. Because if the Cowboys live with running Zeke for good yardage and dinking and dunking it, they'll win the game. They'll win. What the Giants have to do is force them, both offensively and defensively, to be in situations to throw the ball down the field. Because that's something that Jason Garrett and Dak never did last year. He was wide open. Wide open.
Zooms in.
I love
injury time.
Is that Drew Brees? Did I hit Drew Brees?
But we do have a new follower on Twitch, Jake Neverman.
What's up, Jake?
Giving us a follow.
What up, Jake? Thanks for the follow.
I don't know if he's in here talking, but
thanks for the follow,
we got
man.
the notification on Gmail.
What time did it say that came in?
That came in 7:20. So a while ago.
So it was a while ago. But we saw it, and good thing Jake, or welcome Jake, I should say. What are you doing? Going through comments.
Yeah. I feel bad for. I know
What?
this is different, but I feel. What's it called? I feel bad for my boy Francois.
DeAndre
He's
Francois.
not my boy, but I feel bad for him. It sucks.
DeAndre Francois.
Yeah, it sucks.
Dude,
to see him go out.
I was Saturday. Me and Dave were visiting a friend in
How'd
Wisconsin.
that go, by the way?
It went really well. Nice apartment that he's got up there.
Did you guys give him a gift?
We brought him some wine. We brought him, or no, not wine, cider. Dave had some cider, so we brought him
Lovely.
that cider. And we went to a nice place, very nerd place. The best thing I liked about it, the restaurant. So you go in, you place your order. While you're waiting for food, they have board games on the shelf. You can just go and grab one and play it with whoever you're with.
Who'd you play?
We didn't play anything. We just talked. We also had it to where there were 2 tables with TVs. Play Mario Kart while you wait for your food. Or PlayStation 2. Now we didn't get the high top. We really didn't use it for what it was worth. But like all the food was like nerd related. Oh, totally thought I was passing and I was. Did that fake out a little bit?
That's pretty good.
I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, wait, I'm running the ball? Oh no, it was right. It was a pass. But no, wow. But when you said he tore up his knee, the next day I watched it. I was like, oh, that don't look good.
No, it was bad.
It didn't look good.
He got flipped over. His leg got caught.
The only,
It was bad.
I don't want to say it like that because it sounds shitty to say. I was gonna say the only good thing. There's obviously no good thing with getting injured, but it's not a draft year for him. Next year would have been his draft year. Or would it have been? I think he's a redshirt sophomore this year, so he would have been draftable. I think no. I think next year's his draft year. I think. Well, now it definitely is because of the injury.
He was a redshirt.
He's a redshirt sophomore.
Yeah.
So technically he could have came out, but I don't think he would have. It's not like a Jameis Winston situation where, as a redshirt sophomore, we knew Jameis was going to come out.
It would have been interesting.
What, Francois coming out this year?
No, it's seeing what he would have been able to do with, throughout the whole season.
I had him. I think both Brandon and I had them in our playoffs. Before,
It's quality loss, even if they lost to.
well, and that's what I thought. I knew they were going to lose that game, and part of me was like, they're going to lose that game, they're going to win the rest, and go to the playoff. But now it's like Clemson and Louisville have to be a little bit happy.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a big miss. Big miss. I thought you were going to
You're going
tackle me
fourth
there.
down?
Yeah, I just decided to.
This game should not be close. How is it close?
I have no idea.
Did you punt? I don't remember you punting at all.
I did on the West Lump when it
Oh,
was
you
0-0.
fumbled twice.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
I gave you great field position on the fumbles. Hodges, baby.
That was a nice play. 'Cause I thought we were gonna
Hodges. Look at that. Perfect Sam Bradford game. 8 of 10, 89 yards.
Didn't do anything. Check down Sam.
But the team's winning.
Check down Sam.
It's all about that defense, man. 4 picks. Defense keeps you off the board. Dalvin Cook with a nice run.
Ooh.
I thought I was gonna. That looked like a slow juke. I thought he was gonna juke a little bit quicker. You finishing your rankings for today or for tonight?
All right.
For your fast break.
He's on his way. Just text me. It's actually only took 2 hours. I'm surprised.
I know.
You turned it quickly. Oh, fumble!
Oh, I picked it up this time though. The big hog molly. I think that was a hog molly. Oh, did you concuss my running back? Okay. Is there any football game we didn't talk about that deserves to be talked about? So like I said, like you mentioned earlier, didn't get a lot of questions in this first week of fantasy football. Did I stump you there?
We talked New York. Buffalo.
I'll ask you this. Which quarterback, well, obviously I know the answer, but give me a case for both quarterbacks in Arizona, Detroit.
Give you a case for Carson Palmer?
Basically.
Don't start him.
You don't think he's going to do anything at all this year?
Don't start him. I think Carson Palmer's clearly. I think he completely lost his step. I don't think he wants to play football. I think he's out of his wits. I don't think he's going to use that at all.
Do you think the Cardinals? You don't think the Cardinals bounce back at all?
I think the defense will be fine. I think there's two guys that you got to watch out for: Larry Fitzgerald and David Johnson. Like everybody knows, I don't think anything's changing. I didn't see Carson Palmer at all impress me in any way, shape, or form.
Do you think Matt Stafford's going to have a big game? Because he's going to be riding the bench.
I think so. I think Matt Stafford's going to have a good game. Who are you starting over?
Derek Carr.
Who's playing?
The Tennessee Titans. Who played in the first one?
I would probably take Matt Stafford.
Over against the Cardinals? Over Derek Carr?
I mean, you got Pat Pete, you got Tyrann Mathieu, I know that, but still, I don't know about. I don't know about.
Raiders just
I think the Cardinals are going to be good at that. Good defensively.
The Raiders have better weapons to me. I mean, Golden Tate, and then
Marvin Jones.
But Crab.
No, I'm not
compared
saying.
to Crabtree and
I would rather
Cooper.
have Crabtree and Cooper. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's in Detroit too. I feel more comfortable with that.
And then we also talked about
Jacksonville and Houston. Start Houston's defense. That's about it. And DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar Miller.
Oh no, check down Sam with the run. With the run, doesn't even pass it in. Does not even pass it in. I think that's all of them. You know what? You didn't give me your opinion on it. What do you think? I know it's Pittsburgh. But how do you think Deshaun Kaiser's going to do? Because he's the rookie that's starting. Trubisky's benched. Watson's benched.
I mean, you're not going. I don't know, because you got T.J. Watt, you got Harrison coming off the bench.
Dude, that surprised me that they're going to start. I get it. Harrison's old. He's old. But it's like, I totally thought that he was going to start over T.J. Watt this year.
Yeah, but I think it's something that probably speaks more to T.J. Watt than it does to James Harrison. James Harrison
he's a Watt.
Decent last year.
He's a Watt.
But that's the thing is that he might be just as good as his brother. So I don't know. I like it. How do I think I mean, weapon-wise, it's not like he's throwing no OBJ or anything. He's throwing the Browns wide receivers. Yeah, Corey Coleman just got hurt, didn't he?
I think no. Myles Garrett did. Myles Garrett has the ankle sprain.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. No, Myles Garrett was the one who I think ankle sprained.
Yeah, I think Kaiser will struggle. He might have some good looks, but I think he will struggle just because it's his first game. He's in Cleveland.
Do you think Blake Bortles gets benched this year?
Yeah.
I think this might be his last year starting for the Jaguars.
3 picks.
In the first, well, it is Houston. It is. How many sacks? How many times does he get sacked?
17.
I think he might get sacked more than he throws picks.
He might what?
Get sacked more than he throws interceptions.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet, Ricky.
I don't know.
That's like saying I think that this team's going to score more touchdowns.
I don't know.
Than field goals.
I think I've picked off Drew Brees in this one more than I sacked you. But I don't think Blake Bortles is throwing four interceptions.
Oh my God!
5 interceptions.
Where did Kendricks come from?
And what? 3 pick sixes? 2. 2 got called back. Should be 4 out of 5 pick sixes. But 2 Sendejos got called back.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Another block in the back. He got called back.
Oh, Sharif! Just give me the touchdown at this point. Oh man. Oh, come on. I should have 4 touchdowns. This should be a lot worse than it is. Give me 3 more touchdowns in this game, and it's not even
maybe you guys
close.
shouldn't be scumbags blocking in the back like that. Dangerous.
Jesus. And it's not my fault. I'm just running. Maybe that's why I've got so much wide open space on these runs, on these pick sixes. You threw a bullet past that last one too.
It was open. And then Kendricks comes flying like Superman out of nowhere. Oh my God! What?
That's Sammy B, baby. It's Sammy B.
How short is that guy?
That was perfect placement by Sammy B. Perfect placement by Sammy B. Amazing placement by Sammy B. I forgot what I picked. Did I pick the run? Yeah, I did. I'm like, I totally forgot what I picked there.
This is a pathetic showing for me. I apologize to all my fans.
You gotta
came to watch me kick Ricky's ass.
You gotta hit the sticks, do some practicing. Next time Sean will bring his own controller because he'll blame it on it being my controller.
This one is broken.
It is. Overwatch. That's what that means. Because I showed you the picture of my first Overwatch controller, right? Where I got mad, did this, and it hit the ottoman, and this front part cracked open. That's why I have the gold controller. Because I had to go out and buy a second one. I
don't think I broke a lot of PS2 controllers.
So the TV we're playing on, how big would you say this TV is? 19 inches? Similar size. Dave playing Call of Duty back in the day, got mad, punched a hole through the TV. Punched a hole through the TV because he got mad. And if you ask him about it, you know what his response will be? Damn noob tubers. That's what he will say. Damn noob tubers.
It would be Dave and the stupid. Damn noob tubers.
It punched a hole right through. Like, he punched it, and he said that he's like, you know what? I punched it, and when my hand was through it, it was like, fuck, I just punched my TV.
Pretty fair reaction to say.
I've broken a controller. I almost broke a PS2 because
broke a whole PS2.
Like the little flat one. Only because I had a controller and those were corded, and I got pissed and did the same thing and threw it, and it almost took the right off my dresser.
I once.
It didn't, and it survived. I was happy.
I had PS2, a flat one like that. I was carrying it up the stairs and tripped and I landed on it.
I had a PlayStation 3 bust on me.
Really?
Whatever battery that was in it, it was one of the big fat ones, not one of the sleek ones like they made after that. But no, it just I'm playing NBA 2K, and it just goes beep 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 and shuts off, and then wouldn't turn back on. And then I busted it open because I wanted to get 2K out of it, and the battery was like, you know how like when a battery explodes and it has all that alkaline? It was just white stuff, like white pus. I get it, white stuff. But it was white all inside there, like a battery just exploded. I still have that PlayStation hard drive in my room. The PS3 hard drive. Haven't used it. Haven't tried to get anything off of it.
Ricky, guess what?
What's up?
One person in here.
What up? What up, fam?
It's us.
Oh, okay.
What up, us?
What up, fam? I was pointing to him.
What's up, fam?
I was pointing to him, too. People will watch this after the fact.
What's all that weird stuff, huh?
Weird stuff?
Yeah, weird stuff, yeah, go on.
Weird stuff. I don't know what
I got this thing on the back of my neck, and then it hurts.
I looked at it, and I was like, I think you got a zip there coming in. But you know what I should pump right now for the fam that are going to be watching this on demand? Patreon.com.
Patreon.com.
Available podcast. The October Patreon, is it still going to be you and Ben?
Yes.
Is it still going to be you guys?
Yes.
Do you know what you're going to talk about? You have no idea. No idea what you're going to talk about, which is fine. I mean, Mark and I didn't know what we were going to do until the day out. So check out Patreon.com. $1 for the audio, $2 for the video on that. We just shoot the shit. It's basically what we do.
Not actually. We don't actually fire.
No. Well, hey, there was that one where we actually talked about the girl.
We don't actually fire.
No, we don't. We're not.
Shoot
we're not
feces.
monkeys. We're not monkeys at the zoo.
No, I'm not saying we're not pointing feces. Yeah, we don't fire.
Oh, like out of weapons?
Yeah.
Is that a hold?
Firearms at pieces of feces.
But no, we did have that podcast where we talked about that Toronto girl who hid the poop.
Defensive pass interference.
Really?
Pitch.
Who hid the poop in her purse while she was on a date because the toilet wouldn't flush. And then Brandon told his classic poop story where he almost pooped his pants. Do you remember that? Sean's like, no, I tried to forget that. We also Tindered. It's one of Mark's, well, it is Mark's least favorite podcast on our channel.
He doesn't go. He doesn't go right. Oh,
I thought it was. I thought there was going to be another interception. But no, because he said the quote where he's like, usually I tell people to always watch our stuff, but he's like, that one, I'll just say, no, don't watch it.
He doesn't know it.
Well, it was my faux pas on that one too. My faux pas. I swiped too quickly. Did you catch that? Okay. 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in this one.
It's Jay Cutler.
And you know what's even more impressive? You could win this. Yeah, you can.
Down 21-37.
2 touchdowns?
31 seconds left.
You could score 2 touchdowns. If you throw into the end zone, get it, onside kick.
I'm down 17.
Oh, okay. My math is off. I wasn't doing math.
You're doing math?
I'm doing math. Oh no. I thought that was going to be passing.
Dude, how Mary's doing this?
Yeah. You gotta time it right. You gotta time it right, Sean.
13-30. Thanks.
Good thing we're not taking this competitively, right, Sean?
Oh, I know, right?
Oh, I'm defense. I thought you were defense.
No, I got one more play on me.
You're gonna take the mic. Is that what you're reaching for? Were you gonna remove the mic because you're like, I can't see when I
throw something. Oh! Oh! I don't know who that was.
That was Mike Thomas, wasn't it? No, Coleman. Brandon Coleman. No, Brandon Coleman. Not Swanson. Oh.
If you got Kobe Fleener, start him.
Oh, was he trying to do the LeBron there?
If you got Kobe Fleener, start him.
He tried to LeBron it on that one. LeBron.
Let's see.
You're going for 2.
I can't win. I can only get
You'd
16
be
points.
down by 1. All right, yeah, I'd be up by 1.
Oh my God! How did you drop that?
Wide open. All you had to do was float it to him.
How did you drop it?
You didn't even have to bullet to him. You just had to toss it. Now you for sure can't win. 11 with 3 seconds.
Never say never.
Never say never.
There we go. 38-27.
I don't know, man. It's not over till it's over. It's never over till it's over. You ain't even play it, are you?
I'm playing prevent defense, and I'm going on Sheldon Rankins. Oh, yeah.
I caught it, though.
Yeah, prevent defense it prevents the touchdown.
You want
It doesn't prevent the cut.
You want to know why I did that? Because now, I was 10 yards short. I wanted to get a 200-yard game. With 0 passing touchdowns.
0 passing touchdowns.
But
0
look at
interceptions.
that rating though.
That's not even good.
Wes Lunt 0 for 2.
Somehow Drew Brees had a higher one. 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Oh, I couldn't have wait. I wanted to see what his QBR would have been without the touchdowns.
Oh, bad. It would have been worse than Wes Lunt.
I was gonna go here. 80 yards,
80 yards.
1 touchdown, but also fumbled.
80 yards is what
AP only set like you went away from AP.
Because he wasn't doing anything.
You kept throwing the ball though.
Brandon Coleman.
I told you it was Brandon Coleman.
Up like the Thomas.
2 touchdowns for
Kobe
Fleener.
Fleener. What a game.
3 catches, 2 of them were tutties. 2 of them were tutties.
And Delvin Breaux led led both teams with 5 tackles.
Well, I think this is going to do it for our first fantasy football live stream. I want to thank you guys for checking. Well, you got to do the ending because they're going to watch it on demand.
All right.
Thank you to Jake following us. Thank you to Welbert kind of asking us questions.
Thanks to Dave
early. Thanks to Dave for
was
checking
here.
it out. If you're watching us on demand, we do this. We're going to do it throughout the entire football season, 7 o'clock Central Time. We're basically This one took 2 hours. We're basically playing 2 games, answering your fantasy questions. Also, make sure to check us out on YouTube, link down below. And also check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. And like I said, Patreon podcast each and every month. $1 audio, $2 for the video.
And also check out our Pinterest, pinterest.com/mostvaluablepod.
Did you really make one? Oh, okay. I never got into Pinterest.
Okay.
Never got into Pinterest.
Right.
Did you use Pinterest? No. But that's going to do it. I want to thank you guys for the watching us on demand or for the one that watched us live. We'll see you next week. Ooh, you can see the green.
Well, now it's kind of awkward because we said bye.